Too high.
Here we go as the beat shakes streets, dropping dope ass tracks with my homies. A 1, 2, 3 for the BOSS and drop a wet woman on both knees. The apartment jam is about to slam with some words from the HYE. As I see, scoping the scene, we good cause my fam keep it G. Saturday morning, I open up my eyes. Shorty still asleep, ball sticking to her thighs. I didn't feel like moving, so I laid right there. As I look up to the ceiling, thank the man upstairs. Now I'm reminiscing of that stoli, pulling on nighters like the old me. You could kill bottles, taking shots with my people. The first one burns just to wash away the evil. Look at you now, she's hungry for the beast. She could get loud, I fed her half at least. She'll pull it and she'll pull it and she'll pull it till I bathe her. Deliver the kids on her like a show for the neighbors. Here we go as the beat shakes streets, dropping dope ass tracks with my homies. A 1, 2, 3 for the BOSS and drop a wet woman on both knees. The apartment jam is about to slam with some words from the HYE. As I see, scoping the scene, we good cause my fam keep it G. Checking on my boys, making sure they cool. These crazy ass bitches try to turn them into fools. Make you lose your mind if you don't put your foot down. I told them be a man, so she suck her real good now. They need to learn, the man is calling shots. She came so much, her legs are shaking, tying her toes in knots. Cause if I dive in real deep, they'll say I disturbed the peace. I'm in on. She wants it even more now. How can I blame her when it's the best she's had in a whole life? Going on and on like a long ass playlist, shuffling all night. Here we go as the beat shakes streets, dropping dope ass tracks with my homies. 1, 2, 3 for the BOSS, drop a wet woman on both knees. The apartment jam is about to slam with some words from the HYE. As I see, scoping the scene, we good cause my fam keep it G. What else is there to do? Get the updates on the scoop. Turn a trunk full of trees into G's. Mind your own business if it ain't your loot. Cruising up and down Cali is more than a full day of doing missions. And that's only an eighth of the industry's racking up my digits. So I collect from who owes me this week. Can't run cause I put you in checkmate. Most people prefer getting love instead of a shattered chest plate. And since I'm a boss, you know respect can take you places. Close cases, live spacious, and just go all in this bitch with pocket aces. Here we go as the beat shakes streets, dropping dope ass tracks with my homies. A 1, 2, 3 for the BOSS and drop a wet woman on both knees. The apartment jam is about to slam with some words from the HYE. As I see, scoping the scene, we good cause my fam keep it G. Did you get off work?
Yeah, I'm off your house.
Alright then, head over here, man. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Hey, yo, what's good with it, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Wilson. You are now tuned in to Wilson Block 100 Radio.
Yes, sir. Wilson Block Wednesdays. It's your boy, Mr. Wilson. And we got Too High on the block. You know what I'm saying? What's good with it?
You already know, right up here in my hood, Pasadena, east side of it, right over here.
You already know, man. Honored to have you here.
Had to pull up at McDonald's Park, so I've been kicking it. Stopped by, said what's good.
You already know. This is actually where we met initially. You know what I'm saying?
This
we were
is where we
slapping
met.
bones. You know what I mean?
This is the neighborhood, man. Grandma lives right around the corner. Cousins live down the street. It's all family around here. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Now tell him I really be on Wilson though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really be over here though.
Yeah, you in a way, you an East Side native, man. You been ever since I knew you, been on mentor and shit. You know what I mean? All over the place.
Right. You know, we kept it in the heaven, bungalow heaven. You know what I'm saying?
You already know.
So yeah, man. You know, we got you on Wilson Block Wednesdays. You know what I mean? We finally got the weekly show going. And, you know what I mean, we just had to bring you on, you know what I'm saying, in time to, you know, just to, you know, bring you in the mix. You know what I mean? Go ahead and tell the people what's happening. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, I got a real good interview coming out next week.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be real in-depth. I think everybody in this whole world should give it a listen. Hip-hop fans or not, Too High fans or not. You know what I mean? Get down, listen to some knowledge. Enjoy yourself, because we on a mission. We on a movement. This ain't just some, you know, boo-boo kachoo rapping fucking mixtape shit. You know, we're doing a little bigger than that.
Real talk.
You know what I mean? Without the fucking sprinkles of a commercial, you know, major fucking commercial ass rap. You know what I mean? We doing good out here though. We doing good out here. But other than that, I mean, there's big things coming. April's coming. There's another Armenian genocide march coming up. So we're definitely gonna campaign.
Absolutely.
So we just getting down, man. The album's been doing its thing since it dropped. All I see is the stats keep rising.
Wow.
You know, like, shit, I'm looking at the list. Fucking Hong Kong and Spain competing against each other for the number 2 spot. You know what I mean?
Shit, you know when United States ain't your top.
Well,
you know what I mean?
United States is always the top.
Right.
United States is always number 1, but number 2 is where the international countries come into play, and it's always a competition between Hong Kong and Spain right now.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah. So those
are 2 complete different cultures, man.
Completely.
Different parts of the world, you know what I mean?
Completely.
So like even for themselves, that's international even between themselves. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I want to do. You know, I mean, I see a lot of feedback, you know, all of it's positive, but I'm seeing a lot of static coming from Europe, some from Asia, even South America, a little bit of Africa.
Right.
I mean, obviously, majority of Africa ain't even got internet. So, it's you know what I mean? It's just the truth, you know? And there's parts of South America that don't either. And I mean, even Asia too. But I'm surprised to see even the small countries, Indonesia, Malaysia, they bumping that Too High, man.
Right. No doubt.
I'm proud to see it, man.
Right. All right. So real quick, go ahead and just bring us up to speed on just the full body of work. You know what I'm saying? You know, from the debut album to the latest album. Well,
I got out of high school, and as soon as
What year we talking?
We talking 2007 is when I graduated.
No doubt. Deuce 007.
You know, and I had you know, I was hustling, grinding, and I also had a job working at an architect firm.
Oh,
so
really?
yeah. So I was, you know, I put together my little savings, my nest egg, you know what I mean? And I decided to dump it in my first stack of CDs, you know what I mean? Like, and jewel case, none of that bullshit. I said, I want a plastic wrap barcode album, you know, so I went ahead and got it. Back then they were more expensive.
No doubt.
You know? So we came out with that. It was doing its thing. On the internet, it was blowing up too. One of the best, since this latest album, one of the best results I've seen since I dropped it. You know, like as far as people digging it, picking it up. And it was just, this was like MySpace days too, you know what I mean? It was all picking up.
Shit, I remember, excuse me, I even remember a time where, you know, they was actually selling out in the local record shops. You know what I'm saying? Your Canterbury's, your Pool Bars.
Exactly. There was more of those back then. So it was easier to do. Now the only type of shops you see...
Had Penny Lane across from PCC.
Exactly,
you know?
Yeah. Now the only type of shops you see remotely close to that are selling purely vinyl. You know, or like jewel cases of like, you know, 70s rock bands and shit. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's kind of tougher now. You know, there's a couple shops that got it. I'm tattoo shops, you know, that I'm cool with. I got it in there. But I mean, mainly you're gonna find these things at shows, online, people doing little package deals and things like that.
Right.
But moving on from that, it was that was 2007, and in 2009.
What was the name of that album?
The first one was A Little Past High.
Okay.
And I dropped that. We were doing shows with Truth and you know, the Rose family was involved.
Rose fam, shout out.
Yep. That's around the time. I was still at PCC at the time, and I met Cash Flow.
And real quick, not to go too much off course, but please explain the Rose fam. I got to put this for the record for other Dina cats that swear they Dina, you know what I mean, and no disrespect, but I really want cats to know, you know what I'm saying, the legacy of the Rose fam.
Well, basically, take that. So basically, I went ahead and created the Rose family by gathering a little arsenal of troops, which was like one was my boy Bones was in high school with
Bones,
me.
Shout out.
You know, I had him in it. Truth Serum. He went to high school with me too.
He was on the Welcome to Pasadena anthem.
Yes, he was. Yep. And then that was like the original, along with Chaotic, who was my boy Lazy. That's what they know him as on the streets, and he's actually a neighbor. You know, low key smart, but he's a smart cat. You know, so he had the rhymes, and we used to have little rap battles on an internet forum back in those days. You know, and I was like, that was fresh. Like this was like just a little after that whole little AOL chatting shit.
Right. So this was even before 07. This was like 04, 05.
Oh yeah. The whole Rose Fam happened before. You know, it was because of that. After doing a bunch of shows with Rose Fam and rapping on mixtape stuff, that my boy Daryl Lindrum, shout out to him, and he kind of separated the two and said, you should be going solo. You should, because you seem like the individual that's taking it the most serious, and like you're the head of this, and they're your shoulders, and it's cool. We got some bangers. It's awesome to have that group, but at times they tend to be holding you back a little bit. Right. So he said, pursue more establishing your individual character.
And then Bones was still at an early stage.
He was still at an early stage, and he was kind of on and off, you know what I mean? I get him on a few songs, but he was always down with the fam. He was part of the camp, period. But we had mixtape tracks, but you didn't catch him on the album until back to high school.
Right, exactly.
So yeah.
That's my crew.
My crew, exactly. But we had made a good few songs prior to that, mixtape stuff.
You actually made a feature on his Raw Material mixtape, right? Yes. His debut mixtape. Come on, tell me I don't know. You know I know.
Yeah. Straight up. He came through with a track, and I said, man, of course I'm a blessing, man.
No doubt.
You the homie, you part of the family.
Right, thank you.
So, and then of course, he moved to Victorville, so and that obviously had to, separate things a little bit. Right. I mean, heart's still there, but shit, physical body ain't.
Right. Bones always got love. The Wilson Block holding it down for him. You know what I mean? We still waiting for him. You know what I mean?
All day, man. All day.
No doubt, man. So, real quick, fast forward, back to the second album.
Yeah. So, between 2007 and 2009 is when I dropped The Highway.
Right.
And I was getting in trouble, man. I was like, 2009 was probably one of the worst years. 2008, should I say. It was like, those were like the 2 worst years of my life as far as getting caught up. It was almost like I was just doing it as a living, but except it was empty in my pockets. So, but I was getting caught up left and right, different, parts of the city, man, just getting busted. And by the time, which of course helped with building the material, I ain't gonna lie, it's got stories for days with all the little trials and tribulations I ran into. But when The Highway came out, and I made that with Mason David Levy, who was the same producer from MDL, same producer from A Little Past High. We dropped that one, and that's when I introduced on that album Soldier 100, who I met in the same classroom with Cash Flow and PCC.
Oh damn! Shout out Cash Flow too, by the way.
Straight up.
Soldier 100, you know what I mean?
Oh man, Cash Flow got me on so many shows, different types of shows. With opening up for Sugar Free, Too Short, kicking it with Bishop Don Juan, and getting up on the smoking tours. And
you actually had a cold little feature too.
We did. That one ended up on one of those songs didn't make it, but to Take It Up a Notch. Take It Up a Notch was a song where it was Soldier 100, Cash Flow, and me, and that was on The Highway.
Okay.
Unfortunately, because of all the troubles I was getting into at the time, I distributed it digitally, but I didn't particularly have that funds, that nest egg.
Oh, the Too High album. The Highway album.
The Highway album, which was the second album. Yeah. I didn't have the funds to go ahead and press it at the time. So I kept it as a digital, release, and I told myself, like, I'll go ahead and press it in the future and whatnot.
Right. But you still did some videos off it, right? You still did some things.
Feel Me, yeah. We did that song Feel Me, which was like my first actual solo music video. And that thing, till this day, is some people's favorite. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
It's hella gutter, hella grimy, and like, you know, just some real life rolling around with me.
Right.
You know, some of those journeys, I was on my way to court. Obviously, I couldn't film inside of court.
Right.
You know, but you know, we were busting missions left and right, and I just had my boy Mike. We called him Black Mike because he was the only black homie that was hanging out with all the Armenians at the time, besides you. You know what I mean?
Right.
This was before you came around.
Right.
You know, so it was funny. But we dropped that album, it did its noise, we made that song, and then after that I was dealing with all the fucking like the repercussions of getting
Right, yeah, because you didn't come with the third album until about 3 years later.
Yep, straight up. I was going through probation, lost my license, all kinds of bullshit.
And you know what? Actually, now that you mention it, I realized that the Love, Death, and Revolution album, 2012, you know, because you had such a long gap of it, it kind of gave you more time to tell more of a story for this one. You know what I'm saying? So this one was definitely more conceptual.
I was in the state of mind at that time of just, you know, disbelief of everything, and like, you know, I was crushed. That was probably my lowest point in life was
Right.
between the highway and Love, Death, and Revolution. Because, you know, I mean, imagine you being 21 and not having your license. That's like, you know, fucking just knocking the balls right off you. You know what I mean? As a young man who like had his license prior to that, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Having fun and everything, and you just strip that away from him. You know, I hate having to ask anybody for a favor. You know what I mean? Having to get rides, and thank God I got homies that helped me out. But it was what it was, you know? So by the time I made the Love, Death, and Revolution, I did pour my heart out with songs like Probation and you know, My People, and the title itself, and just the whole project
Where were
itself.
you?
Yeah, which is part of the reason why I put 18 tracks on it. Man.
Right, I was gonna say that one actually has the biggest track list.
Biggest track list
to that date, right?
To
date
of even now. Yeah,
oh wow.
Of even now, I haven't dropped an album bigger than that because I really did have the time to make all that material, kicking it with Daryl and everything. You know?
Right, and he was actually the executive producer of the album.
He was the producer. He was full blown producer.
Right.
You know, and then I remember I had gotten locked up right when we had finished the album. And I didn't press it up until I got out of jail. And right when I got out of jail, I was working with some cats. Some cats had some extra money, talking about, you got to press that shit up. They support you. So we went ahead and pressed up the third album. And, you know, I was happy with it. But there was some things that, of course, looking back, I feel like production could have been perfected a little better. You know what I mean? And of course, you know, we all look. I'm at fault for that too, because I was just like gun ho happy when I got out of jail. I was like, let's press this motherfucker. You know what I mean? I was just so happy about it. Yeah.
But all in all, you still think it was a great project? I think so.
It was. Yeah, it's definitely worth being an album. It's all original material.
Yeah.
The lyrics were very deep, and I mean they all had a real. It was more of the deeper, darker albums that I have. You know, It was that one because it really was the deepest, darkest point in my life.
Right.
You know, and I was working on that. I was working on picking myself up and literally climbing out the trenches, which was a song on the fourth album.
No doubt.
You know, which
Back to high school.
Back to high school, which came out like I released it about a year after that one. You know, because I was just so adamant about like making new music,
right?
And even harder music, because basically everything from Love, Death, and Revolution was written prior to me getting locked up. And now I wanted to make some stuff after that, you know
exactly.
what I mean? At least the longest stretch of me being locked up, you know what I mean?
So how did Back to High School, how did you decide to keep that an EP?
Well, because I was working with Jonathan.
John Treble, shout out.
Yeah, my cousin Johnny, and he had came to a point where he was up to par as a producer, and he was knocking the kind of beats that I was very impressed with.
I heard him. He's got some fire.
He hit the threshold of being a too high producer. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, cool. So
he reached the bar.
Exactly. So we were in Azusa. He had his own place at the time, and I would stay there with him, and we would start knocking songs out, you know. But we were really trying to perfect a real tight, clean EP size album, like and 9 being like a threshold of an EP.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's still a full EP.
Exactly.
You know, it's worth being. It's worth
9 is a long EP.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like if I'm gonna make an EP, I'm gonna take it to the end. You know.
Exactly.
But I kind of sped up the process because, as you can see, I dropped something in 2012, and then I released an album in 2013 because I wanted to put something out there fast to the people. Like, if anybody had felt that distance of me not dropping an album.
Right.
You know,
like just like between the Highway and Love Death Revolution.
Yeah. Let me soak it up with an extra 9 tracks and give you guys some density, of music.
No doubt. I just
just
think the whole concept of that album was dope. You know what I mean? Back to high school, just a 9-track little You know what I mean?
I wanted to come at it hard, come at it cool, bring a little bit of the old school, some flavor.
Right.
Show, like I felt like Johnny was kind of an in between like MDL style of production and where D was more of like he's on the eclectic, instrumental, orchestrated style. You know what I mean? And Johnny kind of complemented both angles of it. And he delivered what I wanted at the time was like something a little more on the traditional 2 high bases. I felt like Love, Death, and Revolution. I was going kind of completely out of my box at that time. Right. It was different.
Right.
But basically we dropped that one, and that had good reviews. It was bringing my fan base back, and new followers were coming.
Right. So, and then, you got to tell me how you connected with Major James on that, because see, that was a link that when I saw that, I'm like, damn, he made that happen. You know what I'm saying? I was just really impressed by that. You know what I mean? I was really impressed by seeing that.
Well, as you know, and if you listen to any of my music or just know me in general, I am a firm believer in God.
No doubt.
And I do believe in that divine, universal blueprint that lines you up with certain things. And it just so happened that the apartment that Johnny was living in, and we were on the 2nd floor, Major James lived right underneath us. And he would come out, have a cigarette or a blunt.
Over there on Barranca.
On Barranca. The apartment's on Barranca.
You already know.
in between Baseline and Foothill.
Right.
Costa, whatever they change. Route 66. They're the traditional, the old school.
Right, Route 66, exactly. The Chase Bank on the corner.
Exactly. So he was downstairs smoking, and obviously we were too. So and Johnny was knocking beats, and I'd be spitting and this and that, and we come out and smoke, we catch each other, we just made that interaction.
Really? So hold on. So let me ask you. You guys didn't even know you guys were like Dina artists at first.
No.
You didn't even know he was an artist at all, right?
At all.
Wow.
I never caught him, singing, but then he mentioned it, and mind you, I mean, everybody. There's a lot of people I've met that say they do stuff and whatnot, and they do it because it makes them feel good, but they're not actually
doers.
Doers of it. Established artists. You know what I mean? So
Major James definitely. I'd say he's established.
Man. Yeah, I mean? He's got some hot features. He's got a resume. And
I'm actually like a genuine fan of him. Like he makes like great music. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's why he blew me away when I heard him, singing, and then and Jonathan was showing me some of his material and music video appearances and things like that. So I said, for sure, man, we got to get this guy on the track.
No doubt.
And so we got him on 2 of them on the album. You know what I mean? I had him singing on 2 songs. We got him on Climbing Out the Trenches.
Yeah, the hit.
Which is like the hit of the album, and one of my favorites on that one. And then the Curves Like a Coast with that Big Daddy Kane sexual West Coast banger. You know what I mean? And I got a lot of people who say that's their favorite song.
Right.
So I like the fact that different people got different favorite songs. It ain't just one,
Exactly.
It's the way it's got to be.
Well, that's like, when on A Little Past High, I got my favorites. That wasn't everybody's favorite. But, and the ones that I heard, like Every City I Go, Every City I See, that was one of the first ones that really like made me identify with Too High. Like, okay, that's Too High that made that song. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? And everybody has a different one. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like even some of my mixtape songs that like, cats won't even hear of unless they go digging through the archives to try to find them.
Exactly.
But like for other people, that was the reason how they know Too High. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just the way it is. And I'm sure off this 5th one, because I know I got brand new, at least a couple thousand new fans just off this new album since it released. And I'm sure they all got their favorite song,
No doubt. And then, real quick, I want to touch on the Armenian MC Cypher, you know what I'm saying? They finally, that was like, 2014, right? That they actually brought you on?
Well, 2014 was when they were holding a contest for it.
Okay.
And this was I believe it was the 3rd year they were doing it.
Okay.
And I was like, man, if they're going to do a contest for it, and I still haven't gotten an email, a phone call, a direct message or something on the matter yet at this point. I said I'll go ahead and submit something, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like an arsenal of I don't know, 25 of the people got picked to come to a little venue that they were throwing where they were gonna announce the winner, you know, and have like the top 2 go at it. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, you know, I explained some of this, I believe, in that interview.
Yeah.
But long story short was that's also where I met Most Keys. And,
No doubt.
And
shout out Most Keys.
You know, and when we did that, they picked 2 other people as the winners. Mm-hmm. And actually, no, I take it back. They already had the second place winner, but they were going to add an extra MC, and they wanted 2 people, like the third and second place, to go at it so that they can have a place on it.
Right.
And they both had an equal crowd, so both of them got to be on it. So there was like three people picked out of that little contest. And, you know, the homie Blackjack, walked up to me, and, you know, he was surprised that I even submitted something, you know, but he went ahead and he was like, man, he handed me the mic. He said, go ahead and do your thing. And I went over there, rocked the show. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of people there. I had Johnny with me, Mustafa's with me. They had a duffel bag full of the Back to High School pressed up.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I went ahead and passed it out to people.
Thank
you know what I
you.
mean? And
That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do. and if I can remember, I'm pretty sure I was the only one with like a plastic wrap jewel case handing them out to people, you know?
See, that's the stuff that don't come up in the stat sheet. You know what I mean?
It's the best business card, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But, you know, I love that tangible nostalgia of having a jewel case, you know what I mean? Because that's how I used to buy them, you know?
Exactly.
So we went ahead and handed it to people, and whenever they released the 2014, and I wasn't on it, but 2015 came around the corner. They didn't do a contest for it, but like months prior, they had emailed me actually Blackjack called me. He had personally called me and told me, "Hey man, we'd be honored if you come and jump on the 2015." I said,
Thank
"Cool."
you.
You know,
Shout out Blackjack. We appreciate you for that here in Pasadena, man.
All day, man. All day. He's the homie, man, and he's been around for a minute. You know what I mean? He's been rapping for shit like I feel like a decade prior to me starting to rap.
Doubt,
he's
no
OGK,
doubt.
you know.
Much reverence.
We were actually real happy when we met each other because that was the first time we were formally introduced to each other, and we had both heard of each other and listened to each other's music. And
Thank you.
it was like an honor from both angles,
Right.
just was positive.
Thank
It felt
Thank
good.
you. Absolutely.
So, he's always cool with me.
Right.
But he went ahead and called me, and we set that all up, dropped the verse, got on the Armenian MC Cypher, and shit, man, till this day, and it was a perfect timing because that was the 100-year memorial since the Armenian genocide, 1915 to 2015. Wow. So it just made that extra explosion, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It was a banger, man. We dropped that one, and it made a lot of noise. That was the biggest year of an Armenian genocide march. Mm-hmm. So I was walking on the streets, people were catching me left and right, you know what I mean? So it was all cool, man. That actually kicked up the whole fan base even more, solidified it.
Right.
And shit, that just juiced the whole little vibe that got Most Keys involved for us to sit down, nestle in, and fucking really get down on that 5th album, which is my proudest piece of work thus far.
No doubt. The Conference of the Council. Yeah. So we're going to talk more about that in the upcoming interview with Too High and Most Keys. We actually get to sit down and talk with the artist and the producer together. You know what I mean? And that's a great interview. It's actually one of best interviews I ever did. So, stay tuned for that. You know what I mean? And, Too High, man, it's always an honor to have you on the block. You know what I mean? I really, past few years, man, it ain't been easy catching up. Life is, got us in our lanes. You know what I'm saying?
We grown men, man. We ain't lazy. You know, and being a man of many hats is what you got to do out here. If you want to live in LA and you want to keep your head above ground, you got to do more than just have a job.
Exactly.
You got to do more than just trying to do, some school or some activity, something, some sort of contribution. If you ain't,
you got to
have
streams.
Yeah.
You got to, like they say, you got to have a job, a part-time job, selling catfish dinners on the side, and then another hustle that we ain't gonna speak of.
All kinds of things. You got to do all kinds of things out here just to make it happen. And when you live in a big-ass jungle like LA, it ends up turning into a real great spider web of connections and network. And you know what I mean? I love it. I love it, man. It's made me who I am. I don't take back any of my actions, you know?
No doubt.
It's like if I did something wrong, I learned from it, didn't do it again, but all of it happened for a reason.
No doubt.
You know?
All right, Too High, man. We, appreciate you for coming through.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Wilson Block Wednesdays, exclusive.
You're the man.
Thank you. You heard it first, man. Wilson Block 100 Radio, son.
I'd like to welcome you to Wilson Block Wednesdays. We got very special guests on the block with us today. That's Too High out of Pasadena. You know what I'm saying? They came to talk about, the new album, The Conference of the Council, produced by your boy Most Keys. You know what I'm saying? And we also got Most Keys on the block with us today. So, we're going to be breaking down the album. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, life growing up in Medina, greater LA. And, just getting a dose of, that Armenian hip-hop, that West Coast hip-hop coming from the Armenian realm, you know what I mean? So real quick, we're going to get into the first track off the album. This is a listening party, y'all. This is Spread the Word, track 3 off of the Conference of the Council. And then make sure y'all go pick that up off of the Spotify, stream it, Apple Music, it's all there, man. iTunes, Amazon, check it out, man. Get a bar of this track, and we'll be right back.
Boys don't like it when you hear it.
Let me spread the word till I'm heard, till everybody's on the same page, like it's protocol. So don't let the wheel stop spinning. Don't let the wheel stop spinning. Quit tripping about bullshit, cause baby that's the only goal. The only goal. Mix the combination of everything I've ingested, the actions I committed, the money that I've invested, with the time given to think about being arrested. So take the good advice that I'm giving when it's suggested. Greasy, Too High, where you at now? They asked me how I got tall, I never sat down. Check my background, underground, never sold out. Cause rap could give a fuck if I'm fucking her on a fold out. Each and every one of you, some of you even say it too, openly admitting to making you wanna think it through. Coasting through with nothing in my way like it's an open view. Mobbing with a squad of philosophers, not just smoking crew. Confusing confidence with the cockiest of all time. Well, thank you, but the pleasure's been all mine. Blind to these obstacles that never managed to stop me, cause it's about how hard it could get hit and get back in the fight like Rocky. Let me spread the word till I'm heard, till everybody's on the same page, like it's protocol. So don't let the wheel stop spinning. Don't let the wheel stop spinning. Quit tripping about bullshit, cause baby that's the only goal. The only goal. From resolutions to revolution, with nothing to stop, so there's nothing I could be losing. Dropping fake fucks, breaching roadblocks, show props. Soon as I hit the mic, the show stops. No U-turns, show me what's next. I'm killing haters with an overdose of success. You can find me in the mix, playing politics. Haters make me money like some bitches, so I call them tricks. It's program time with a steady grind, like a man of many hats sitting on the greatest minds. I try to help you, now every penny is mine. After burning up my bridges like Oakland in '89, but it's fine. It's a new year, forget about the past. Marinate your future, throw away the trash. I'm thankful for the struggle, cause that's God's way of teaching me. Like taking away my freedom was the only way of reaching me. Let me spread the word till I'm heard, till everybody's on the same page, like it's protocol. So don't let the wheel stop spinning. Don't let the wheel stop spinning. Quit tripping about bullshit, cause baby that's the only goal. The only goal. There's no U-turns allowed on this road we're on. I just keep on going, and I'm going strong. It's like a New Year's resolution. Every year I graduate into a better student, and when I dust the past off, I just keep it moving. Cause if it's getting in my way, then it's worth losing. No need to be looking back, I see it in my rear view, surrounded by blind spots, so I question if anything feels true. It took me almost a quarter century to get a clear view. Allow my mind to connect to a pen, making these songs that steer you. I'll give you respect, but I'll never fear you. You ain't the Lord, I'm one of the sons of God, facing the devil across a chessboard. Here's a toast to the ladies who got closest to my heart and soul. Thanks for making a better future father with a heart of gold. Let me spread the word till I'm heard, till everybody's on the same page, like it's protocol. So don't let the wheel stop spinning. Don't let the wheel stop spinning. Quit tripping about bullshit, cause baby that's the only goal. The only goal. The only goal. We only go.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to Wilson Block 100 Radio, son. That was Spread the Word by your boy Too High, produced by Most Keys. And you know, Too High, man, I just gotta ask, man.
Tell me. Ask me.
That track was so fire, man. You know, your lyrics have evolved. I can definitely hear the passion in your voice, and I definitely see, you know, development from your previous projects. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Go ahead and tell me a little bit about this track and how it came together.
Well, I mean, as you can see, the progress. Like, I'm getting older, so I don't have time to just make bullshit songs. I'm gonna go all out.
Right.
I'm gonna go deep, and I do a lot more than just rapping. So when I do have the time to rap, I gotta make it really worth it. You know, so the meaning of this song particularly is about getting back up whenever you get knocked out.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Not giving up. I mean, the meaning of life is to run into obstacles.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you think life was supposed to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy, then, you know, then you a dumb fuck.
Right.
You know?
Well, you know, by listening to this track, one thing I've definitely picked up on is that, and just knowing you personally and hearing the song is like, you know, you really apply what you learn from your mistakes and you apply it to life, you know, so you don't make those same mistakes again. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And, you know, seeing that in your character and then also hearing it, you know, reflecting in your music, you know what I mean? That's what a real person is, you know what I'm saying? Let alone, you know, we're people before artists, you know what I mean?
And but it's the opposite of commercial music.
Right. Real talk. I mean, you know what? You still got that commercially viable sound. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's, you know, there's a fine line there. You know what I mean?
I want to play in the major leagues.
Right, you got to. And then listen,
mind.
Also, like you've always, even from day one, you've always, you know, took the right way to release your music, to even produce the music. You always took that serious. You know what I mean? And that's always something that I admired in you. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Me, I'm just, you know, real, you know, spontaneous and impulsive. So, you know, I'm still on the mixtape circuit, you know what I mean? But
that's how it starts, especially lyrically.
Right.
It is spontaneous, you know? Mm-hmm. But in the actual recording of it, because that is an effort, it takes a producer like my boy Most Keys,
right,
who really came through, you know, on this entire album. And
absolutely. So he produced the whole album?
The whole album, and there's 2 songs on here where my cousin John and Treble, you know, delivered the beats, and I had my boy Most Keys over here engineer the album.
No doubt.
And he's 100% the engineer and literally has produced the entire album. You can look at it that way.
Thank you. So real quick, you know, Most Keys, I just got to ask you, because I was also listening to the beat. I was also listening to some of the sounds that you used. And, you know, I was trying to figure out, you know, I wanted to know exactly, you know, what were you looking for? You know what I'm saying, when producing this particular cut?
Man, this one in particular, honestly, each track had its own little special twist off to it. We took our time sitting there going through beats, figuring out what sounded right with what I was saying.
Wow.
So with this one in particular, I just wanted to give like cool little West Coast funky vibes, but at the same time, like I said, spread the word.
No doubt.
I feel like the beat accomplishes it.
Right, real talk.
It's real bassy, and with his name, Most Keys sprinkled on it, there's a significant keys involved in this. A display of keys are present in this song.
It's the most key.
Yeah, there's like layers. There's a good amount of depth in each one of these productions that like we took time trying to find like everything, like nitpicking it to its finest sound.
Right. And so you didn't settle for just like basic loops and things like that?
No, we didn't stop just at loops. We went out of our way to create drops, to create EQs, to just make it in every type of way sounding different and always make it interactive and sound interesting throughout the whole album.
Yeah.
Wow, man. That's incredible.
Break the monotony, man.
Right,
It's not your traditional, you know, hip-hop looped track, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Go above it. I mean, because really, hip-hop has evolved. I still want to stick to the great parts of its roots, but I do want to
progress at the same time.
Right.
Exactly,
You gotta evolve.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If you don't evolve, you devolve, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So, you know, real quick, when I heard the track, I felt like it was a reminder, you know what I'm saying, to cats that you hit. You know what I'm saying? And that, you know, when we came up earlier, you were just talking about, listen, man, you know, you get to a point where it's like, you know, you gotta love this. You gotta have a love for this. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
To do it this many years and not receive like, you know, a monumental return on your investment. You know what I mean?
It's true. It's true. You know, I mean, it's God. I thank God that it's paid it for itself. And the reason why I keep doing it is because there is a fan base.
Yeah.
And now that the independent artist has more of a reach through streaming music and all, you know, that's why there really is no excuse. Even though it's diluted, the market is diluted. There's a lot of people out there doing it. But if you're doing it right, and if you have a little bit of credibility and should I say, like a resume of music, it's gotten to the point now that it's for sure at least paying for itself.
Right.
So, I mean, it is worth it in that sense. But beyond that, beyond the money and all that, because honestly, I make my bread in other matters and other forms, and that's how I live and that's how I pay bills.
Right.
But I simply take time out of my day to come out here and pour my heart out and make some jams.
Exactly.
You know? I seldomly listen to the radio.
Right.
And lately, I'm catching myself at the jazz station. You know what I mean? like
trying to find some inspiration.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. If I'm gonna listen to hip hop, I mean, K-Day's dope, and even K-Day though now, you know what I mean?
They're kind of pushing the limit a little bit.
They are. They're throwing a couple of ones in there that just make me want to change the station. You know?
Right.
So when too much of that'll make me just want to pop in a good CD, or better yet, make the music myself.
Exactly. You know, it's radio station. When radio stations act that way, and it's far too common these days. That's what inspires me to do this. You know, Wilson Block 100 Radio, because I know I'm gonna give it to the independent cat that's been grinding for it. And, you know, I really got to say, man, quiet as cat, man. You know, I got a real nice view of what the general local music scene looks like. And we're not talking about, you know, all of the old town stuff and, you know, all the stuff that the city does. But we're talking about the local native music scene. You know,
People
the cats that
actually
grew up
live in
here, have stories here, you know what I mean? Born and raised, you know what I mean? And from my point of view, you're clearly one of the hottest, man.
Thank
you know what I'm
man.
saying? In Pasadena right now. I'll go on record as saying it. You can holler at your boy Bing. But, you know, year after year, project after project, you know, you've grown, you know what I'm saying? And you've gotten better, you know what I'm saying? You know, and not only that, but with each project, I see what you do different. You know what I'm saying? To, you know, make it something, you know.
I want it to be known. I want it to be known.
Right.
It ain't just another album.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's a better extension.
Right. No doubt. And then, you know, you keep it the streets laced with Too High, you know what I mean? Because, you know, too much time go by, they're like, yo, what's going on? You know what I mean? Because there is some cats that do be checking out. I know your boy Mustafa, you know what I'm saying? He's been a long time rider, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
But yeah,
Mustafa's the boy, man.
But real quick, we're going to get into this next joint, you know what I mean, in LA Second. And really, this was, you know, kind of your response to the New York Minute, you know what I mean? You know how they say?
Yes,
you know?
the classic song, New York Minute. I figured there needed to be a response back to it.
Right, a formal response.
And if they think, it ain't a diss and it's no offense, but if they think they're the fastest city in this country, just because, you know, they out there drinking past, you know, 2 a.m. and whatnot,
right.
and we gotta shut shit down at 2 over here.
Right.
Does not mean the city's actually sleeping.
Right, thank you.
And this place stays active.
Exactly.
It looks quiet, but
right.
It's in fucking LA Second.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
beneath the surface, it's 24/7, 365. You know what I mean?
Man.
You already know about MacArthur Park and all that.
And LA will get you gray hairs faster than New York, I'll tell you that much.
No doubt. All right, man. Well, without further ado, we're going to get into this track. It's in LA Second by your boy Too High off the Conference of the Council. Get a bar, son.
Yeah. 6 a.m. so the beast is up. Grab my cash, my coffee, my trees and stuff. City streets are rough, but if you squeeze enough, you could juice this town from my knees and up. And fuck traffic, nagging bitch, trying to go downtown like those sagging tits. You see everyday hustlers moving 11, doing 80 on the freeway, pushing and revving. Like I'm living life fast forward. If you wanna eat, it's the price you ask for. Speaking of which, before it hits past 4, let me get 2 lane-wise and out by stores. A little bit of Verde, a little bit of Rojo. Leaving Crown City, making a stop in NoHo. Anything could happen in the blink of an eye. I'ma go the extra mile for the piece of the pie. Like
It's not
5 in the afternoon, seen half the crew. Roll the windows down as I blast the tune. I see 22 million on the streets at once, and I wonder how many are prepared with guns. Boom, blam, car crash and a gun blast. Couldn't find a suspect even after months passed. All happens in the big Jumanji while I'm with the top dog sipping Glenmorangie. Living a good life in the middle of madness. Smooth operator with a low-key status. Call it Los Angeles, but I know where they at. It's like I know exactly what the hell is under the hat. The real know the real, it's an LA mindset. A go-getter that's always able to find shit. Headed to my lover, soulfully cooking dinner. And the angelic center praying to have me in the...
Yes, sir. Welcome back. Wilson Block 100 Radio, son. That was an LA Second by your boy Too High featuring Laura Espatilla. Did I get that right?
Yes,
Shout out Laura Espatilla. Real quick, man, I just got to know, I forgot to mention at the beginning, so go ahead and tell us a little bit about Miss Espatilla.
Well, I was introduced to her from Mike, so...
You talking about Anthony? Mike Crane?
No. I'm talking about... I said Mike, Most Keys.
There's a million Mikes in the world, excuse me. Yeah,
which led to his cousin Mike.
It's a lot of mics.
Look, man, there's 3 mics in the building as it is. 4 if we include what we're recording on.
But yeah, man, to actually meet Laura, I got to meet her through my cousin Mini Mike, and then I found out that she went to school for like music, and she got her whole like tuition, or not her tuition, a scholarship for music school. So like I already knew right off the bat she had talent. I asked her to just pretty much like sing a little something for me, and right off the bat I instantly liked her voice. I'm like, she is the girl for us that's gonna be at least like one of the main features on a Too High track. So like I instantly connected with her, told her about the project, and had her come through to the studio, meet Too High, and just hop on LA Second.
Wow, she did that. Yeah. So let me ask you, did you create that beat before the song was actually made?
Oh no, man, that's an
interesting
question.
That
you bring it up.
There's been a collection of jazz and blues songs that I have listened to, and I've just kind of combined them as a reference, handed it over to this guy, and he looked at me, just bewildered.
Since day one, I heard the track of like, what is this project gonna be? Because I looked at Too High as like this hip hop, lyricist, rap artist, and he's bringing like this jazzy ass, like funky beat, and I'm like, dude, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? Right off the get go, I had like a confrontation with Too High. I'm like, bro, I don't know what the hell we're even gonna do with this track. What the fuck? What are you handing me right now? You know what I mean?
I told him I want to do something different.
He's like, decipher this.
I have not done something like this before, and I want to do something like this.
Man, that's dope, man.
So I figured, honestly, jazz and blues, along with funk, trickle along down to rap.
Absolutely,
it's not too,
absolutely. It all goes hand in hand.
Yeah, it's part of the roots. It's part of its historical domino effect, which led to hip hop.
Absolutely.
So it's something that it's a tempo that I could rap on.
Yeah,
it's a tempo that I could do.
Absolutely.
And everything does have its own little tempo. Like as long as it has a little kick and a snare to it, Too High's gonna be able to bust the flow to it. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Well, I was definitely impressed with this track because, it was one of those. Remember, like I said before, it was that commercially viable sound. I'll hear that on the radio. You know what I mean? That actually has like a like a pop fusion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
to where you'll hear that on, you know, KJLH or, you know, 102.3 or something like that.
It's exactly what I wanted to give you. And the only other artist that I've seen do something remotely close to doing that, because without making it sound like you're going too crazy into the future.
Right,
you know what I mean? With too much electronical sound. Because people are forgetting.
Too much synthesized.
Yeah, people are forgetting about actually implementing instruments and keeping some fresh. And actually, you know, you can tell that sounds like a band came through together to play this, you know?
There would never be nothing like the live sound.
Exactly. So I wanted to incorporate that. And the only other artist I could think of that's done that recently was like Bruno Mars with his funk album. You know what I mean? Incorporating it with more of that disco funk type of style.
Absolutely,
you know?
absolutely.
I give him credit for that.
No, you know what? You're right, because you're very right, because that sound that you're talking about, I've noticed it, and I was like, you know what? Bruno Mars is one of the greatest musicians of our time. Cats haven't noticed it yet. I said one of, but not you know the best. But he's definitely up there. You know,
you gotta give credit where credit's due.
That's simply for like the style of trying to bring something back like this, which is in itself a different genre,
right?
You know, but I wanted to really incorporate on doing something original. And the only other, as far as flow wise goes, the only other artist I could think of that has gone into that level is like Andre Nicotina, man. Oh, you know what I mean? So some underground for you.
Right. Tell me a little bit about that.
You guys know the Ayo for Yayo song? Ayo for Yayo. Well, that song is an example of just go and listen to it. Go Google search, you know, Ayo for Yayo by Andre Nicotina, and you could kind of get a little feel of the only other artist that has kind of resembled that kind of a flow. You know what I mean? Or maybe Del Funk, you know what I mean?
But
like,
reinventing that, you know what I mean, on an original tip. It's not like he just sampled it.
No. Hey, there's no sampling on this album.
Right. Let's make that clear.
It's all original.
Yeah, most kids
we worked
like,
hard day and night just to make sure no one says like we bit off of someone else's
listen. That's why I have so much respect and admiration for what you do as an artist, man, because like I said before, you know, you don't cut any corners, man.
We're not trying to Mickey Mouse this album, man.
You know, so listen.
Too many producers do that, and that's why.
So listen, this is why you need to go and buy the Conference of the Council right now, because you got an artist right here that's really maintaining, you know, the natural and authentic and the integrity of the production process. You know what I mean? And what he's putting out there, his message is good, and he still has enough, you know, club bangers to kind of make it well balanced. You know what I'm saying?
And since you did bring it up too, a lot of people fail to understand the fact that this album was virtually a zero budget album. Like, we work with very minimal amount, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we had a little to work with, and yet we cranked out the best product we possibly could have.
Absolutely.
At least for the time being.
No doubt, and I definitely think it's a great piece of work. I mean, I still got some studying to do, but I think that based off of so much for the coffee, but you know, based off of, you know, Back to High School. You know what I'm saying? We did the EP. Even that was all original. And I even thought that was just like that. I think that might be low key my favorite up until give me a chance with the conference. You know what I mean?
You gotta
I'll
let it
make
soak
that
in.
distinction.
You gotta I particularly make my music not to just give you a boner right in the beginning, but to make you fall in love with it.
Right. You gotta do the foreplay. You gotta get it up. You know what I mean?
You're gonna want to marry this.
Right,
going back to the whole Back to High School album, man, I gotta give credit to Johnny, bro.
Yeah, big shout out to John Trevor, man.
He definitely did his thing on it, and it was just a blessing be able to do the follow-up and, following in Johnny's footsteps and just cranking out the next level of Too High.
Yeah, and you know what? Listen, man, I just really want to give some more kudos to Too High, man, because he's a perfect example of, you know, when it comes to Armenians in LA, especially in the hip-hop community, you know, it's kind of like a distinct thing. You know what I mean? Because, you know, the Armenians that are doing it, you know, it's a select few. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of spread out, you know? So, you know, when we speak of that, we kind of want to make it like, you know, we do want to kind of mention it like that. So people know that.
He's one of the, like, elite within the Armenian community.
And
thank you.
What I really admire is that, you know, you put your people on. You know what I mean? Like, just like you did when you was working with Lindrum. You gave him authority to produce the whole Love, Death, and Revolution. You gave Johnny, you know, the whole climbing out the trenches. And because he was just first coming out with his producing tip, you gave him an EP. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like, you know, too much of a deal. A big deal for him.
Of course. I like the feeling of having the producer father the album. You know what I mean? I don't want to say I don't want to say mother and father because we're both straight men. You know what I mean?
I'm damn sure not the mother in this situation.
You know? But I mean, seriously, I want to have.
If I gotta be the mother, then I'll come through and nurture the album. You know, I'll give him my love if I gotta. But you can be the father and come down and kick ass and crack down names.
Like I got some plugins.
I'll give it the love. I'll be the nurturing mother to the album, while Two Eyes the father with the belt that just comes and spanks ass.
That man pumped the whole album out of his coochie.
I mean, if you gotta miss the mommy, you gotta miss the mommy. You know what I mean? But shit, but that's what I'm.
We made a baby, man. This album is a baby, bro.
This is not. You know, I get why people go ahead and they'll make an album where each song has a different producer. And whatnot, but
you see that a lot in the mainstream.
Of course you do. Of course you do. But I like that homebody twist, like M and Dr. Dre, you know what I mean? 50 and Dre, or Game and Dre, you know, where like the man handled it, you know what I mean? Like I mentioned Dre a lot because you know that's a mainstay name of where he works with an artist and contains the whole theme of the project, right? You know,
but
and,
go ahead.
And if you're gonna work with a producer, or even features for that matter, I mean, even it's kind of less with features, but more so with the producer. Is you guys are gonna spend a lot of time working on the project, so
you gotta click too, man.
You gotta,
real quick. So how long? And we're gonna get to the next track in a second, but how long did the course of the whole album take to produce? Fully recorded, fully produced.
2 years, maybe.
Really?
Give or take.
I was gonna say a little over a year, but it probably is 2 years, man.
We started December of 2014, wrapped it up around early January.
Hold on, you say you started in December 2014?
Started, yeah. That was like when we first started clicking, sitting there like simmering ideas, letting the pot like melt a little bit.
Right. So the Back to High School was already out.
Yeah, that dropped 2013.
Right.
So there was a period of time just kind of boiling there where I was writing music in my head, letting time go by. Johnny was moving and having all kinds of different, personal situations happening to him. Plus, mind you, we made that entire album on a computer that literally was almost maxed out. You know what I mean? Johnny had been using that computer for years. It's a great computer.
Shout out Mac, huh? Shout out Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
But you combine that with my music and just me and my electrical energy kind of being around it, because
always fucking it up.
Man, I destroyed his computer. You know what I mean? Without touching it.
This shit was that fire.
Yeah, I just destroyed it, man.
And just the way that you met up with Major James. Listen, man,
that was a funny story.
That track is. I don't know if you want to go ahead and expound on that, but that track is no doubt. I'm gonna go ahead and say it is really one of my favorite tracks from you.
Thank you.
And just the way that you got off. If you just randomly turn on your radio station and you hear that, come on, man, you know what I mean? Like, whoa, that's some West Coast. It sounds straight West Coast. You know what I mean? And it just had that vibe to it. You know what I'm saying?
I want to give you that feeling.
No doubt.
You know?
But speaking on the LA Second, another thing that I wanted to touch base on was that, you really showed versatility with this song. You know what I'm saying? That, you're just not a boom bap rapper. You know what I'm saying?
No. Like, and God willing, I'm still breathing and living in the future. I want to expand. And Mike was telling me the other day to incorporate most keys. Let me reiterate, most keys in case the audience.
Most keys.
He was mentioning to me on how I should reiterate more on my voice. I should expand it. I should project and expand my vocals and try to sing a little bit.
Absolutely.
And I'm attempting.
Need some harmonizing.
I'm harmonizing. I'm attempting it. I do a little bit of that on this album.
Right.
And I'm
well, you're gonna spread the word. You kind of like, stretch it a little bit.
Absolutely.
I had to push him out of his comfort zone on this album.
It was like, look, man, you don't always gotta be the mob boss. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta, be the I don't know, what do they call, the lower henchman? You know what I mean? Like
I was about to say Don Corleone.
They sound different. That's all I'm trying to say.
Absolutely. No, I mean, when it comes to lyrically sticking it to you, I'm gonna stick it to you the way I stick it to you. You know what I mean? But I mean,
he'll always be too high. He'll give him like that natural, like too high sound that you're used to. But at the same time, with each track and each album, he's gonna push the boundary. He's gonna push the envelope to deliver something a little bit more different, a little bit more uniquely put. You know what I mean?
When I was listening to this, and I was like, you know what? I thought I was watching I Dream of Genie or something. You know what I mean? Like. it just had a different sound. You know what I mean?
Man.
And it was
and
still.
this guy is a genius too,
Absolutely.
bro. He has a couple of screws loose,
Right.
in it, so to speak. But you know,
They were
but that's what
unscrewed
it
just
takes
at
to
the
make
right,
a genius.
just at the right point.
Yeah, right.
You know, thank God. You know,
Dude, sometimes
I'm
this guy
looking up
comes to me
saying
with
that.
some crazy ass like lyrics. I'm like, how the hell did you come up with this? And he just turns to me, he goes like, and I have a couple of screws loose. Just as simple as that. You got to be a little nutty to write some like crazy ass lyrics like
Right.
that.
Exactly. And you know, a lot of that comes from, you know, real world experience. Out here on these Pasadena streets, man, Too High is a real big homie, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And he's you know, chief of the East Washington Village, you know what I mean? If you ask me, you know what I mean? Real
appreciate
talk,
that.
you know what I mean?
appreciate that.
And that's for the record, man. You didn't want to
Long
check
way
on me.
coming.
And, you know, this is my East Side Connect right here. You know what I mean? So,
right.
you know,
That's
without further ado, I got to inhale and exhale real quick. So we're going to get into this next track off the Conference of the Council by Too High. And that's what it is. Inhale, exhale. And produced by your boy, Most Keys. Oh, and he's also rapping on it. So get a bar, Most Keys.
Let me take a drag or two off of this Afghani kush. It's like my mind is always tripping, it's just something to do. To take the edge off, count my blessings, but I need my fucking road dogs to have my back. If I fall back, I really wanted something else. But for now, I grab my papers, break it down, and we get high as hell. I think I love my Mary Jane, I'm never gonna kiss and tell. The one that's always there for me, even at my lowest points. And that's why you can catch my eyes glowing. Roll another joint, let it go, we getting lifted, but we touching the sky. The top of high, that paper planes are taking off in this flight. I mean, it feels bomb, it feels right. We could do this all night. Grab a couple up, don't think about it, pass me a light. I mean, I'm feeling like I'm Wizzy, either I'm feeling like I'm Super. Am I feeling like I'm stuck? Cause I'm high up on this Gorilla Glue, a 420 dream. I can feel it in the clouds. Cause if you come around, we break it down, we split it, then we pass it round. It's all keys. Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Roll it up and light it up, smoke it up, we lit as fuck. Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Roll it up and light it up, smoke it up, we lit as fuck.
From the seed to the sprout to the roots, from the leaves that flower my fruits, from the smokers, growers, and suits. Oh, Mary's got me knocking that boots. Hey, can I get that Dutch master? Skip on the zags, pass me the bags. Inside of my briefcase, filled with containers covered in tags. Her grinder will help me, but fingers will do. Give me some flame. Now we're singing this tune. Listen, I've been chiefing since George Bush's second election, but Gary's bushes came a long way to perfect perfection and suppress detection. I was flexing that 215. That's Cali's affection to remain in a beautiful big blue dream, vaporizing the volcano, twisted up like a tornado. It's the ultimate peacekeeper. Tell the president fuck NATO. I advise you to smoke trees, buy a couple of OZs, chop it up with the homies, as I pass it to Most Keys.
Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Roll it up and light it up, smoke it up, we lit as fuck. Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Roll it up and light it up, smoke it up, we lit as fuck.
From the grams and a quarter and the quarters and an ounce, from the ounces and the QP and the QPs and a pound, from the pounds and a package on that UPS truck. As long as it gets there, we don't give a fuck.
Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Roll it up and light it up, smoke it up, we lit as fuck. Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Let me inhale, exhale, okay. Roll it up and light it up, smoke it up, we lit as fuck.
Yeah, man, shit.
Yes. Welcome back to Wilson Block 100 Radio. And that was Inhale, Exhale, Too High, you know what I mean, off the Conference of the Council. And that is a straight up banger, man. That is some shit I felt like, man, as soon as I walk up in the club, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's happening right now, you know what I mean?
Either the medical club or the regular club. I don't want to look at it.
That is the question. But nah, Friday night, Miami, South Beach or something like that. You walk up in the club, you hear that going on. Or some, Spearmint Rhino or something. You know what I mean? Nah.
Hey, it was a great track because it was one of those tracks where I'm gonna let Mike explain this one, man. I really, this wasn't gonna be on the album until I had to get a little, crook on it. You know what I mean?
I actually forgot that wasn't like meant to be part of the album too.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Real quick though, it really felt like contemporary hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And it really felt like, you know what, this is what's in right now. You know what I'm saying? And so
definitely. That's what caught my attention to it too, but at the same time, like something that was just right up my alley.
Right. So I had that new school feel along with like some fucking, I don't know how to explain it. Like the old school like smoke out track, like the old school like I got 5 on it type shit, but like new school just get back and
it has the feel of a sample without it being a sample.
Exactly. It sounds like something you heard before, but it's actually something you cooked up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Exactly. So listen. You had the first verse on the track. So, I mean, you produced the whole album, but this is Most Keys, man. He got the actual runner-up on the first verse on the song.
Of course.
And
Dr. Dre did.
Thank you. And listen, man, I just got to say this real quick. It reminds me of tracks like Fire It Up. It reminded me of tracks like Shake, Snack, and Drop It. You know what I'm saying? Like that when you walk into the club. So go ahead and break down the track, man. Like, you always gotta have, that 420 friendly track on the album. You know what I'm saying?
It wouldn't be an album without it.
Let's break it down.
You gotta have a drunk song and you gotta have a weed song.
Right, real time.
That's the necessities of a hip hop album.
I've done too many I've performed at too many weed conventions for me to say I should not make another one of these if it sounds dope.
Right. You know and let's not mention, 420 football. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. I used to play 420 football, man. Until I said, you know what? I'm tired of smoking this much and you gotta pay me for this.
Real talk. Well, I was winning because I was just eyeballing field.
I was always there, I remember that game. You played with me. I remember that game.
You know what I mean? We went all the way.
That's the winner, bro. That's what I want to know.
We went all the way.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Is every time I played that game, I always won. So I got sick and tired of this, man. I was like, you know what? I like smoking. I like smoking blunts. I don't need to take fat ass rips and hold it in this long.
If you got a minute and a half, 90 seconds.
And I always blow out the competition.
Monster lungs on this guy.
So I said, you know what, man?
He's like starting quarterbacks.
It's a 4-on-4 game, $100 a head. At least make it worth it. Everybody go back home with the next bill. You know what I mean? Fuck. But anyways.
Let's talk about it, man. So, inhale, exhale. You know what I mean? Hit off the conference of the council.
Yes, but this track, man, let Mike explain this one.
Originally it started off as a concept song that I had, which was like 1 minute and 30 seconds or so. I just released it as like a little teaser to see if people liked it. And by the time it even hit 100 views or so on YouTube or whatever, Tuai hit me up. He's like, take that song off right now. I'm like, why? What's going on?
He discovered it on YouTube.
He discovered it right off the bat. So he's like, take that song off right now. And at first I'm just like confused, like, what does he mean and shit? He's like, I need to have that on the album. I'm like, fuck, I mean.
But that was for your personal project.
It's gonna sound good. At first, I was just like, throwing it out there as like a funky little sound of like weed shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then Tuai liked it enough, picked it up, and he's like, I gotta add a verse.
Did it have the same hook?
Yeah. It had the hook and everything, like same thing built. Basically, it was like a hook, a verse, and a hook, and just wrapped it out like that. So it was like 1 minute and 30 or so. I just released it as like a little snippet.
No doubt.
And then Tuai heard, I guess, the potential within that song. He's like, I want it for myself.
Wow. So what was your first reaction?
Dude, first reaction, right off the bat, I'm like, hell yeah. Like,
you were like, what you
I'm
mean,
like, yeah,
bro?
like, it was more like.
You don't see what I'm trying to do with it?
But honestly, it was a good feeling.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Because this way, it's like, one way I get the production name out, I get my name out, and it's like, I finally get to be seen with Tuai. You know what I mean? Other than just an engineer.
Right. So
Perfect opportunity.
It was a good opportunity, and like the track, I felt like it was a good enough track that it did deserve to have an extension to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And especially when it's going on the album. I'm
absolutely.
And he did justice to it, man. He tore it up and like
100.
probably shit on me and then some. You know
well,
what I mean?
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah,
but I would say he definitely complimented
talent, man.
as good as
he brought that track to life.
But you gotta understand, from my point of view, I looked at it like, because you tore it up and all I heard was the verse and that hook, I was like, you know what, man, let's take it up a notch. break the monotony, change it up, and add that twist and complement it and go the extra mile.
And that's
exactly what we did with
it.
That track was 100% dope when I first heard it without me on it, and I figured let's pump it up to 200. Let's do it.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't like he heard the track and it was like, I could do better. It was like, you know what?
It deserves that extra mile. This is
right.
Like,
it had the sound to back it up enough that it really did deserve that extra mile.
So who initially did the hook? It was the same hook, right?
Same hook, same verse.
So who was initially doing it?
Pretty much me. And then when Tua heard it, he's like,
so that's you actually on the hook?
Yeah.
That's
me on the verse and the hook.
See, I didn't even know all that. You know what I mean? Like, I just thought that it was you on the verse and the production, but you actually did the hook.
Who did you think was on the hook?
I didn't know. It just sounded
Auto-tune's a hell of a fucking thing.
It sounded so on. Like, you know what I mean? It sounded so commercially viable and fucking on. Like,
that's why I told him take it off YouTube right now.
No, and that's what I noticed too, man, when I showed like a couple of people and stuff, like the hook.
I remember back in the day, we did Encore.
Yeah.
And I remember Too High said, he was like, listen, I better not hear about somebody prematurely leaking that shit. You know what I mean? Like, hold on, that's fine,
You gotta hold it before you let it go.
Right. So, man, that's listen, man, that just goes back to the whole, Too High, really putting everything into these albums, you know what I'm saying? And really giving you insight into his life, into his struggles and hustles. You know what I mean? And how he perseveres through life. You know what I mean? And so I just think that that's a good example. Because, listen, man, I'll be the first one to accept, I'm a positive role model. I'm a positive role model. I really try to.
Like how you said, you a positive role model.
Thank you. And the track, thank you.
But I mean, let the world know, just so they know, he doesn't mean no rose, model pageant, some shit like that, whatever you think is something feminine. No, Rose like the city of roses, Pasadena. Right. You know what I mean? Rose up. You know what I mean?
Thank you. So, I just really felt like, this album, this single, you know what I'm saying? Inhale, Exhale is like a street anthem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really feel like that's something that, the dude that's pulling up to the light today, that's the track that you heard. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk.
It's a mainstay smoker song. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It's kind of like the little impact that that Ludacris song with the blueberry. The weed smoking song? You guys remember that? Smoking on that blueberry?
Yeah.
I remember that track.
That thing had a nice little seldom blow up. You know what I mean? Yeah, it did. I mean, everybody was knocking that at one point in their life. Right. You know what I mean? I feel like this song.
I definitely give it to Ludacris. Ludacris has definitely been. You know what? To me, there was a point in time where I was like, Ludacris gets King of the South. Like, straight up.
But now he's doing Fast and the Furious movies.
You know what I mean?
Shit,
but he's a G.
What a transition, bro. Yeah, that's what he comes down as. Dude, you got him looking fucking inside right now, man.
What do you mean it's Mr. Potato?
Ludacris. Google a picture of Ludacris and Mr. Potato with a picture of Mr. Potato Head.
Wow, that's hilarious.
All right.
Twinsies.
No doubt. But not to take away from Ludacris's legacy, he's a great.
Yeah, he's a great.
And in respect to that discussion. But that, I feel it.
But like, he makes Hennessy, nobody drinks.
Man,
he has headphones, nobody listens to.
In a restaurant, nobody eats at. Like, no, but it's all good. It's all good.
No, man.
We love you, Luna.
We love you. We do. We really do.
We speaking from the heart of it.
Right.
Speaking from the heart of it.
If you was here right now, you'd feel it.
There's a lot less I have to say about other artists for myself than I do about Ludacris. Ludacris is dope.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And listen, his early albums really influenced me. For an artist to come out in the 2000 era, it was a big deal. There was a lot of artists that I was just kind of passive aggressive.
And I look at the South as the South itself is divided. There's the East South and there's the West South. And Ludacris, Southwest, Southeast. There you go. That's a better way to put it. But Ludacris definitely on that eastern southern front. But I'm a traditional Scarface fan. And as far as the western southwest goes, the Texas goes, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm on that Scarface and that pocket, that's been that raising of the artist that I've been bred into. You know what I mean?
No doubt. But check it out. Just to keep focus on the track.
Yes.
I really felt like listening to it, it was like go time. You know what I'm saying? I really felt like, it's radio ready material. You know what I'm saying? And that these labels should be picking this up, man. I mean, like when you look at all the artists that's coming out today, it's like, where is y'all looking at? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's so many artists that come out. It's like,
you know what it is, man? It's because they realize that we're not as stupid as the average artist.
Right. They can't manipulate.
They can't manipulate. So by the time they figure out how they're gonna negotiate that paperwork,
right,
they already got a dumb fuck they can make money off of.
Right. They're not gonna reach out to you until they got they bottom line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's
Exactly.
pretty much, that's how it goes. Independent artists, local artists listening, man.
And I kind of reiterate the fact that like I don't need it. I'll get to the point when I can campaign myself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
For right now, I'm just letting word of mouth turn around and whirl.
Right.
You know?
No doubt. Well, definitely, man. I'm gonna go on record as saying personally how I feel that Too High stuff should definitely have been picked up. You know what I'm saying? By big labels or excuse me, these radio stations. You know what I mean? Like you got A&Rs working for record labels. Where is y'all looking at? Where is y'all at?
Hey, you know what's funny, man? I've turned down one major one, and since then hasn't been much. So I've kept it independent since then.
No doubt.
But it was enough to where it's funny because I was young enough to say no just out of the fact that they were trying to change me up so much. Mm-hmm. And I said no. And I'm not going to mention any names, but now I'm looking back at it as intelligent and wise as I could think. I should have took that opportunity and took it right under my belt properly, but I wasn't that. I was probably like 18 to 19 years old.
Okay, right.
Talking a decade ago.
No doubt. And and this is for the record, man. Too High, you really inspired a lot of my journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go back to my early days. You know what I'm saying? Doing this Pasadena music scene and whatnot. You know what I mean? So to see where you...
I honestly say the same for myself, man. Been listening to this guy since I was like in high school, like 10th grade, 11th grade. So given the fact to like actually be able to work with them, I'm like, fuck, bro, it's about time.
Thank you.
You guys melt my heart, man.
Right, real tough.
Thank you.
And,
put you in this position.
Thank you. And listen, I really want to, highlight, what you've done with this album, Most Keys, really, because, I really feel like, for an artist to do any type of album, you got to understand, man, this stuff goes down in history, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what will be talked about to the artists that's coming up today. We are the big homies. You know what I'm saying? And we are the ones who's doing it. You know what I mean? So, everything that you do, you know what I'm saying, means something. You know what I'm saying? Every beat that you make, every little thing that goes into that process, man, is really like to be treasured.
I look at that, man. I look at that.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like, you producing this latest album by Too High, that is a treat, man. For you to have, such an opportunity and such an honor, you know what I mean? Yeah, because at this point where he's at, and I'm not trying to make a, differentiate.
No, man, it's a treat.
But he really has an option. He really has options as an independent artist. You know what I mean? Definitely. And so for him to put that trust in you really says a lot to me. And when I hear the album, it really reinforces that. Real talk. Because
and we came together on this album, which, turned out to be a good thing for like both of us, man. We got along, we hit it off right. We felt like our music was up to par.
Right.
Where it's like I could offer him something, he could offer me something. It's just
we exchanged it and made it happen. Get the finest dough to make the batter for my cake. You know what I mean? Like, this is where it was at, man. And that's just the musical tip, but what made it feel even better to where it's like this is gonna be a guaranteed feel good project. Yeah, is when I knew that this guy was a brother. You know what I mean? Like a long lost brother. Honestly, you know what I mean? Honestly.
Well, let me ask you guys this, man. I know like the Armenian community in a whole is pretty like well knit. Like it's kind of close. You know what I mean? So when you guys met each other based off the last name, you were able to tell who was kind of who.
Right. We met at this Armenian Cypher event.
Show.
Yeah.
Oh, really? So it was the 2015 Cypher? That's what you guys met?
Not the 2015.
No, 2014.
2014.
You were in the 2015.
Hey, too adamant about that. He's like, not 2015.
Let me reiterate this one. That was a funny one because You know, there was a what was it? 2012 was the first Armenian cipher.
I think so.
Oh, that's when they started.
Yeah.
So they
and
made,
every year, 13 was
shout
the
out
second.
Armenian.
Shout out to Armenia, you know, for starting it. You know,
No doubt.
And all the people a part of it, man.
Yeah, no
everyone
doubt.
came together on it.
Yo, we
to-
checked out the cipher. It was hot. You know, feature my boy Too High more often, and it's all love.
Hey, honestly, man, you know, that was just the right moment where I got into it, and I appreciate it. You know, if they want to so on and so do it, however they want to do it, that's their own strategic structure.
Right, no doubt, 100.
But it was funny because
Much respect to them.
the first one that went by, I didn't, you know, I didn't get any mention about it till I heard that it was on there, and I was like, that's pretty dope. You guys actually did something, you know?
Right.
Second
So it was
one,
good to see at first.
Yeah. The second one comes by, and I'm like, all right, you know, you guys are picking this up. Then they did it kind like enough to where like it was known that there's an Armenian cipher around, you know?
Right.
And then
The second time around.
The second time around. So that's 2013. So 2014, they do a contest for it. And
To be eligible.
to be eligible
actual-
for like, I mean, to be like the added person to the cipher.
so
like,
they already had it figured out.
Yeah, but they wanted to add an addition and spice it up with the contest.
Right.
So, you know, just for shits and giggles, you know, I decided to drop one and send it over to them.
No doubt.
You know?
As you should have,
You
no
know,
doubt.
you know, but
because nothing's given in this world. You still gotta,
You still gotta do what you gotta do.
100.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny because when I showed up to that event, because this is how they set it all up, was where, you know, to find out who the winner was, you had to come to a show, you know, $5 ticket fee.
Little bait.
You know,
right.
you know,
No doubt. You do that. That's what it takes. You do
know,
that.
You make your money. So you come in, and they announced two of the closest winners to go up for a rap battle, like they do their own
song battle.
Basically, the whatever they submitted was going against each other.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't a raw freestyle rap
Right.
battle. You know? But basically they picked two winners, you know, right then.
Like
but
the most liked that they got from before.
Or whoever they chose, you know. Again,
Some 8 Mile Eminem type shit like that.
Pretty much.
Something like that.
At the time, I think it was like two dudes called Big V and Lil Man.
Yeah.
And like they were like the two like chosen to like go up against the battle and stuff, and like whoever won would pretty
be in
much
the
be in the
cipher.
cipher.
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind this is an Armenian MC cipher, so each one came with their own little squad, and it been broke out even. So
Really?
the crowd, the crowd,
The crowd literally was half and half between the two opponents and stuff.
Really?
And that's how I was actually even at that cipher, is because I was a part of like with Lil Man at the time and stuff like that when he went up against that guy and stuff, and that's where I actually bumped into Too High.
Oh snap! So what year was this?
This is 2014.
Yes.
No doubt.
So I'd known him before because I was listening to Too High stuff. So when we were pretty much at that event, like I was kind of just talking to a couple of different Armenian rappers and stuff like that throughout the night.
Right.
And then I came across Too High when I saw him, and I actually we had like a little bit of a convo over Instagram and stuff like that prior.
Wow.
So it just felt like appropriate to like come up, say what's up and stuff like that. Like we've been talking and just clicked from there.
It was one of those like, you know when God lines you up properly or the force is in tune is when like you spot somebody and it just brings you so much joy that you ran into this individual.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I felt that. You know, I did. I felt that.
Hey, that's real, man. Well, hey, I'm gonna say this, man. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis met on MySpace. You know what I mean? So, you know, let that go to show.
Like
you know what I mean? Like, you know, see how big they are today.
Yeah.
Which is why the humble remain the way they are. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
No doubt. So, yeah, hey, man, I think that's awesome. I think that, you know, ultimately for that second round, you know, they were really trying to get, you know, people involved, engaged, you know what I mean? So they were trying some promotional.
As far as the cipher?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But listen, you know what? They featured you for the 15.
That's what ended up happening.
I'm really thankful they did that.
Yeah.
I'm really thankful they did that. You know what I mean?
That's the funny thing.
Because if we were
They
sitting
had
here
to
talking
have
about
picked
you
them
still not in it, I'd have a problem. You know what I'm saying? I'd have a problem.
Yeah, they had to have picked them up.
There was whether it was biblically lined up or however you want to look at it, the fact that 2015 fell on the 100-year anniversary of the Armenian genocide, and me being Too High trying to represent the second coming of Armenians.
Right.
I felt that it was appropriate for me to land on that 100-year anniversary.
Thank you. Oh, so that's the one they excluded you.
That's the one that I was included in.
Thank you, 100. Oh my mama. Hey man, you know what? Thank y'all. Shout out to the so what's the other dude's name that run it?
The main dude,
Armin, man.
No, Armin, and then there's also Black Jack.
Blackjack.
Blackjack, you know what I mean?
That's the homie right there, man.
No doubt, no doubt.
He's the one who came up to me that night and said, man, I'm surprised you even submitted something, you know? But then I turned around and told him, I'm surprised you haven't called me. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Well, listen, man, just to get this out the way real quick, man. Too High is the hottest Armenian rapper coming out of the Rose, man, coming out of the 626 Pasadena. And if you ask me, I'm actually connected with the streets. So you can come holler at me to verify that statement. So just to put that out there for you, there's no one else that's doing it like Too High out of Pasadena, period. So there's that, you know what I mean? But going forward,
you know what though?
You know,
I gotta give a shout out to an old homie, man, Crazy Lope. He's from Pasadena as well.
doubt.
I gotta give him a shout out. You know,
No doubt. Shout out to Lil Crazy Lope.
Honestly, as far as Armenian rappers go, he's the only other one that's pushed to the point where he's been rolling with High Power.
No doubt.
High Power Entertainment has
I'm
been
familiar with it.
You know, they do tours, man. It's an actual establishment. You know what I mean? They've gone further than the point that I've gone. You know that you know what I mean. Whether you want to speak about musically or just simply the business, you know what I mean.
Right.
But point being, it is what it is, and I give him respect for that.
Right, hey, 100. You know what? I get that to him too. Just you know, you can't deny the Too High. You know, longevity. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, man.
You know, and keeping it.
I'm sure he doesn't either. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why it's
not to discredit him.
It's a mutual respect.
Right, absolutely, and it's good that we make that clear. You know what I'm saying? Because really, you know, I just really want people to understand just how much work Too High has put in out here. You know what I'm saying? And listen, he's been consistent. You know what I mean? You know how they say consistency is key. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I dropped 48 magazines. Consistency is key.
And that's what I respect.
You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. You know what I mean? And through it all, he's managed to, you know, display that growth and display that persistence. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So no doubt, man. Real quick, man. I know you know this has been great, man. I'm really enjoying this time, but we're gonna get into this next track.
Yeah, we got.
You know what I'm saying? This is Amen. You know what I'm saying? With your boy John Treble, produced by your boy John Treble. You know what I mean? Big shout out. Holla at your boy Wilson Block 100 Radio. This is off the Conference of the Council, and you know check out this track, man. Make sure y'all go and listen to the streams. Listen, you know, download and do everything and share right now. Because I said so, Mr. Wilson Block.
I remember like my short term's gone, like I wrote this song when those nights seem long, like on and on and on. 16 zones with 16 bars made out of my flesh and bones. This is for the underground, still unknown. Just get up on that record with a real life tone, and it's on like a beast when the crowd is strong. Just bring it all out like you sold everything you own, cause you grown now. Big budget, new script, got the world screaming like I just gave her the full dick. She could be a bitch, but I know her as a cool chick. Words can't describe it, that's why they call it music. Listen through the layers as you read between the lines, and you learn to be a leader that can understand the science, instead of followers who feel like they'll be left behind if they're not out there exploiting themselves at the end of time. You feel me? Can I get an amen from the soul? Amen. Thank you for the things I know. Now can I get another amen from the soul? Amen. As we journey down this road, it doesn't matter where you started. No, no, no. It's about the next move that you're gonna make. They say home's where the heart is, so you better look out for your loved ones, at least for your sake. Write your lyrics like you have them tatted on you, cause words carry weight, homie, this is California. And debts make me tighten up the leash, cause I own ya. I'd rather pour your Hennessy, but you prefer pneumonia. Here's a refill of that free will. Keep still, not a peep squeal or your beat kill. Deep drill, as I drill deeper than the deepest depths. You know the stairway to heaven heaven has the steepest steps. It's an eye for an eye. There's no need to live a lie when your miscarriages are guardians up in the sky. And heaven's guardians protect the good at any cost, like a messenger sent to this world to guide the lost. It's a circle of life, motherfucker, and I don't take kind to your hopeless thinking. You see, there's food on the table and everybody's happy, and I got my family drinking. Can I get an amen from the soul? Amen. Thank you for the things I know. Now can I get another amen from the soul? Amen. As we journey down this road, it doesn't matter where you started. No, no, no. It's about the next move that you're gonna make. They say home's where the heart is, so you better look out for your loved ones, at least for your sake. Dear God, use my body as a vessel for a task this special. Guide me as I carry out your plans. Good deeds is exactly what the hood needs. Spitting holy water when the devil wants to dance. Imagine a world without lessons and examples. No structure, no limits, no permits, no handles. No obstacles to make you the one that corners all angles. And give it where it's needed when it's needed with open handfuls. Damn fools willing to give up a challenge so it's easy. It's like I'm cursed with a conscience, knowing the universe needs me. Nature will give you the type, but to nurture's the meaning of life. Don't get blinded by the hype when you have the power to spark the light, like these urban English linguistics with connections to Armenian existence. Even though this music caters to misfits, I'ma take each one of you to the distance. Come on. Can I get an amen from the soul? Amen. Thank you for the things I know. Now can I get another amen from the soul? Amen. As we journey down this road, it doesn't matter where you started. No, no, no. It's about the next move that you're gonna make. They say home's where the heart is, so you better look out for your loved ones, at least for your sake. Behold, send you out as sheep in the midst of wolves. Therefore be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. All that the Father gives me will come to me, and the one who comes to me I will by no means cast out. Therefore do not fear them, for there is nothing to cover that will not be revealed, and hidden that will not be known. Whatever I tell you in the dark, speak in the light. Whatever you hear in the ear, preach on the housetops.
Welcome back, Wilson Block 100 Radio, son. It's your boy, Mr. Wilson. I'm on the block with Too High and most keys. You know what I'm saying? And you just got a bar of Amen off the Conference of the Council. That's the 2017 album by Too High. You know what I'm saying? And make sure y'all go cop that off all your major, you know what I'm saying, online retailers, digital and physical. You know what I'm saying? It's real. You know what I mean? So real quick, you know, I'm very excited. I hope y'all in for another 20-minute discussion. Cause yo, you know what I mean? But yo, check it out, man. I really like that track. I really feel like it was a great display of rap. You know what I'm saying? Rap music today. And I like how you know, most keys, I like how you let the beat build, you know what I'm saying, on the intro, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, you know, you don't want to just get into it, but you kind of want to set the tone. Music. Exactly. So real quick, most keys, I just want to ask you real quick, I'm gonna get to you in a minute, Grease, but how do you start beats, man? You know what I mean? What do you do when, you know, to start a beat?
Damn, man, honestly, my first thing I want to do is like figure out what I'm trying to go for. If it's like hip hop, if it's R&B, whatever the case may be.
Right. The genre, right?
The genre. Like have an idea of the genre, set the tempo to like in supporting speed and stuff like that, just so like the vibes are right. And then just start building from there. Start hitting it with the drum pattern, start hitting it with keys, start hitting it with bass, guitar, whatever it needs. And just start building it. But with this one in particular,
real quick, not to cut you off, but have you ever created a beat where, you know, you were going for like a certain genre and it kind of went somewhere else?
Of course, all the time.
No doubt.
All the time. I could be sitting there literally thinking I'm gonna make trap and end up with something like house.
Right.
It's just one instrument will lead to another until you don't even know what the hell you made, but it starts sounding good to you.
Exactly.
And forgive me if I step in, but then they once I touch into that beat, next thing you know, we're going in for another whole storm, you know?
Right.
We're coming up with something else you don't even know is coming up.
Exactly.
But with this one in particular, with Amen, it was actually originally a John Treble beat.
John Treble. Right.
And I heard it, cleaned it up like as much as it needed to be because Johnny doesn't need too much to his touch because he already has that nice little hip hop sound and stuff like that. Like he knows what he's doing.
Absolutely.
So all I did to that beat pretty much was go up, tweak up the drums a little bit, add a little bit of my own flavor to it, you know, add little accents, and just let Johnny shine through that as much as I possibly could.
No doubt.
So it was a nice little opportunity to co-produce.
And Johnny's
on
for
that
the
one.
cause, so he know what it is.
Man,
you know what I mean?
If you ask Johnny himself, he already had said that he was going to implement something else after the lyrics were on top of it. You know what I mean?
No
and
doubt.
He had a vision already, but he knew that we had to get this project out.
Right.
So I just took over that vision in so many ways.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, I think that's dope because you gave you commissioned Most Keys to deliver on this album, and you still found a way to incorporate your people. You know what I'm saying? John Treble. You know what I mean?
Of course.
We
You still
all trying
found
to
an
stay
angle.
as connected as we possibly
No
can.
doubt. And you know, listen,
Mind you, both the songs that John Treble, you know, contributed to this album were predetermined, especially this one, you know, to where I knew that this was back in like 2014 that I wanted to make this song.
No doubt. This particular song.
Amen. Yes, you know, and I had the lyrics there for the most part, but of course, if I look back at it, I could always find development. So having something that was predetermined since 2014, I went and cleaned that up, sharpened it up, ready for 2017.
You know how you wanted it by that time.
Yeah, exactly.
It was pretty much the Avatar.
And I knew
Avatar is Amen.
This song was God sent.
You say that's the Avatar, the album?
Pretty much.
Really?
Because James Cameron, 91, how long did technology take to catch up to the movie Avatar? It wasn't up until like, 2010? But James Cameron had the idea since like 1991 or something. It took him 20 years to develop it just so the technology catches it up. So I still see a pretty good similarity if this guy had the concept since 2014, but he wanted in the mindset of 2017. That's what he wrote to, but let the sound take over in 2017.
No doubt.
And I find some of the greatest pieces of work I've done, and I'm sure other people can agree that I've done great pieces of work. They can see it on kind of the two spectrums. You either have something that you just are die hard, knowing that you want to hold on to it, so you know it's the right time, you want to make it good, or it's that spontaneous moment. You know what I mean? Right. I find the in-betweens could be great, but oftentimes could be mediocre. You know what I mean?
You know how they say timing is everything.
Timing is everything. And I felt this was a God-sent song. I wanted to let people know that praying is not just about, or saying amen is not just about
putting your hands together.
Putting your hands together and asking for things. It's about being thankful for what you have.
No doubt. That's 100.
So let that be reiterated.
No doubt.
Let that be reminded and let that be rewinded.
No doubt.
You know?
Well, honey, well, listen, man, one thing I definitely got to say, especially after hearing this track, the, lyrics that you spit in this track, is that you've always been about family.
Of course.
Always.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And you've always had that, structure, you know what I'm saying, about, just business, life in general, you know what I'm saying? And to, keep family first, that's a good sign of like, good, just good character, good upbringing, you know what I'm saying? And then keeping things cultural, you know what I'm saying?
In general, if you're not biologically designed that way, then let God remind you that you should be family oriented.
No doubt. So look though, Gray, I gotta ask you though, man, you know what I'm saying? Because, you're such a busy dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I personally, you know what I mean? I know that your time is taken up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really surprised that...
But you know what? I cherish these moments.
Right.
I do. I cherish these moments. Honestly, it's what cheers me up in the midst of busyness.
No doubt. But that's what I'm saying. I really, I find it amazing. You know what I mean? How you still find time for music. You know what I mean? And again, even before me as an artist, I'm a fan first. You know what I'm saying? And like, the stuff that you've been dropping, in some way or another, it's inspired me and has even had, influence in things that I've done. You know what I'm saying? With my movement and things.
And which leads on to the fact that over time, I knew you were progressive at it, and that's why I became a fan of your stuff, man. I said it's about time we gotta start working together.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then, you know, you feature me on the album. You know what I'm saying? The Conference of the Council. We gonna get into that later in the show. You know what I mean? It's coming. Just hold on, people. It's coming. You know, but really, I just want to ask you, you know what I mean? With such a busy schedule, how do you find time to just break off and write songs?
Because I respect the schedule. So when it's time for me to shut some shit down.
You respect the regimen.
Exactly. And if I see somebody's putting heart and effort, blood, sweat, and tears, like most keys is, you know what I mean? To put time to make something.
Right.
You best believe I'm gonna match that. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Like we wanted to make something beautiful, man. You know what I mean? And I figured that this came out beautiful.
No doubt.
No doubt.
You know, I really just appreciate you for, you know, really including me in a lot of the journey. You know, you guys may not see me in the filmy video, but I'm in there behind the Whoop-de-Whoop store off of Queensberry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let me let the world know. He's in the filmy music video. We shot that on a home handheld camera back. You know what? I don't even think that thing recorded on a drive at that time. I think that recorded on the actual thing I had to dub to something to put it onto the computer. You know what I mean?
That's how far we go back.
Yeah. So let that be known. It was a very dark film grain, and the homie is black. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm in there for like 2 good seconds.
You know? Yeah, but we were outside the Garo's Bassa, man. Shout out to Garo's Bassa, man.
No doubt. That's what it is, man. Real quick, man, you know, we still got, you know, one more track to listen to. But before we get into that, Most Keys. You know, this track right here, Amen, you know, when I was listening to it, I really felt like I was listening to something like Above the Law. You know what I'm saying? Or something that was just like, you know, I really
old
felt...
school goodness.
Exactly. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I definitely felt the West Coast in there. I definitely felt real live instrumentation in there. Like, I mean, I know you're not doing the horns and shit personally, but I know that you're creating it from a natural perspective. You know what I'm saying? And so I just want to ask you, man, real quick, you know, who are some producers that inspired you or influenced you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, there's a lot to name, honestly, but like top of my list, I would have to say Dr. Dre,
no doubt,
DJ Quick.
Right.
There's just too many talented people to name, man, because I like listening to like a fuse of like old school stuff along with like some new school, you know, engineers and producers and what they're doing, like the Weeknd's producers, and just like keeping an ear for the future and stuff like that.
Right. And like you said, you listen to everything. Everything is new. You know what I mean? Try to keep up to date with
everything.
You know what I mean? What's hot and what people are doing.
I have kind of like a ear for the future and kind of just get a feel of like the direction that it's going towards.
Right.
So when that time does come, like I could knock it out too equally with them.
You know what you're working with.
Exactly. Yeah.
So is there any like, you know, and just for the sake of conversation, but is there any like particular producers, like drum kits that you reference or like use and certain stuff, or?
Honestly, like I don't really reference like that, to be honest, because I always like listening to something differently and stuff. So like no matter what it has, like the things that I'll buy is like the drum kits in the sense that I'll buy like the single shot loops of a kick. Right. If like a certain kick sounds right to me, then I'm gonna implement it somewhere and build my own patterns and pretty much paint a picture with like each individual sound that I can.
Which is why I work with this man.
No doubt. Hey, you know, you're gonna have a drum kit. You know what I'm saying?
That's the ultimate goal, man.
Thank you.
Well,
and listen, real talk. I don't want to take, you know, I want you guys to talk, but I just want to say, you know, that's what it takes, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, as much as I'm into this Wilson Block thing, I got a partner who's he listens to the mainstream. I'm so turned off on it that I really don't give it a chance. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? But
just as a businessman, you have to keep your ears.
You do. You really do. Yeah. You really do. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I say, you know, I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? I'm not the mother. You know what I mean?
But you got to put your foot down somewhere.
No doubt. Real talk.
It's just like, hey, you know what? My dick's big too, man. Let me show you. Right. You know what I mean? Like fuck.
It's that moment.
It's like it's that moment, you know.
Real talk, man. Sometimes you gotta let it be known, man. You gotta let it be seen, man. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
But I just say that to say, because you know when you listen to what's current and what cats are doing, you know you're better prepared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know I just want to kind of set that up, because for the listening audience, they need to look out for Most Keys. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it, man.
And I
Thank
definitely,
you.
check out Conference of the Council. You know what I mean? At this point, Too High's career, man, for him to really select Most Keys for the debut, for the primary producer, says a lot. It really does, in itself. You know what I mean? And, I just really want to put that out there, man. Is there anything you want to say to the people? You know what I mean? Just Most Keys, because I know, this is Too High's album. You know what I mean? But we want to let you know that listen,
in this
real
kitchen,
quick.
bro. Let the man speak.
Thank you.
Let the man speak.
Right. But I just want to say, because in the game, some people don't know this, but producers really make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? They make just as much than the performing artists.
I believe in the 50-50.
No doubt.
It's the 50-50.
No doubt. But producers should be held to that regard. You know what I'm saying? Because they do have such an intricate. Exactly.
It's an equal effort on both parts.
Absolutely. And I just
Most Keys on the beat, ho.
No, we're gonna come up with his own drop, man. It's gonna be something signature. But that's what it is, man. We got 3-4 mics in this mug, you know what I mean? And that's just how I go. We got the best name in the world. No disrespect to Gary, you know what I'm saying? Man. But mics, we winning in this situation. Nah,
We got you beat.
Oh,
am I lying, Mike? Am I lying?
Come on, Mike.
You're not lying.
Hey, yo, Mike.
Well, hold up, Mike.
If I were to look up in a database and type in Mike or Michael, I guarantee I get you pages and pages and pages of it. If I look up Gary in this modern day and age, it will be a lot more minimal.
Well, yeah, you know what? I was actually, looking at this book of the most popular names. And the only person to beat Mike was John. Exactly. So, I'm really curious to see where Gary falls in that category, because it's probably somewhere down the line, you know what I mean?
The only other Gary I know is from SpongeBob.
In Armenian context, there's a soup garabet, which is if you want to translate it, which is practically a Saint Gary.
No doubt.
So there is that.
Right, let that be known. Man.
But in the English term, Gary comes from Geralt, which also comes to spear warriors. So that's some other shit. But that's just me doing the extensive research. But
by your own name.
Yeah, by my own name,
The fuck is Mike?
Mike is fucking a world-renowned name, bro.
Real talk. Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson,
Michelangelo.
There's way too many Michaels.
I'm Michael Taylor, so watch out. But yeah, no doubt, man. We about to get into this next track. It's Sealed by your boy Too High, featuring yours truly, Bing Bing. And I just gotta go in to say, you know what I mean? This is the first, debut feature on an original album that I've ever been on. And I really want to thank you, Too High, man, for giving me that opportunity, man. You know what I mean? I really,
more than proud to have you on this.
No doubt. Thank you, man. Thank you. And I just think that
a lot of the homies can agree.
No doubt, man. Thank you. You heard that? From the Armenian community, with Bing. So you're gonna get into this, and y'all get a bar, man. We'll be right back with some Block 100 Radio.
Little homies need a job, they know I'm their big bro. Ask me how to make it flow, and I'll let these kids know how to break it down and keep your ass out of trouble. Sell less in the market and still walk away with double. Save money, eat well, full tank, no debt. Keep the fam happy, stay alive and get them hoes wet. It really ain't nothing but a whole lot of living, learning everything you can until it all becomes given. They say it ain't easy being greasy, and I'll tell you why. It's hard to keep it simple, making it seem like you don't even try. I'm bringing that greasy back like a drop sentence. Back in the business like a new apartment building filled with tenants. And when it's that time, you know you need to get too high. Got you feeling too fly, staring up at a blue sky. It's like that. Now watch my empire strike back, cause episode 5's bringing that attitude that'll bite back. You want the return of this Too High? Well, I'm right here, bringing that moonshine while your phonies recycle like beer. And this is how we chill. All around the city to the top of the hill. Eyes on the target, ready for the kill. If it's something that I feel, then you know we got a deal. It's sealed. And this is how we chill. All around the city to the top of the hill. Eyes on the target, ready for the kill. If it's something that I feel, then you know we got a deal. It's sealed.
I keep my squad full of strivers, survivors, achiever believers, and positive role models. So if you ain't on the path of growth and development, money always perishing and rarely inherited. Don't be an embarrassment. Listen close before you end up carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. My soldiers hail from the coldest corners of Southern California, posted on the block blowing marijuana, cause this is how we chill. All around the city to the top of the hill. Eyes on the target, ready for the kill. If it's something that I feel, then you know we got a deal. it's sealed, for real. It's the ghetto rebel of rap, but you ain't ready for that. I'ma be hip-hop wherever I'm at, cause I'm a local legend, and I ain't so one record. Fuck the industry and how success is measured. The
And this is how we chill. All around the city to the top of the hill. Eyes on the target, ready for the kill. If it's something that I feel, then you know we got a deal. It's sealed. And this is how we chill. All around the city to the top of the hill. Eyes on the target, ready for the kill. If it's something that I feel, then you know we got a deal. It's sealed. Pick a lighter, any lighter, light it up now. Before you know it, everything will riding up now. On the 110 North, headed uptown. Stuck in traffic, but your boy don't give a fuck now. I'm in the zone, turning up what I like. Bing bang, too high, killing one mic. Still popping off like a West Coast gunfight. In LA, it ain't hard to catch one strike. And this is how we chill if you haven't noticed. Like even the day I wrote this, I was breaking bread with my soldiers. God help if yours, and if the wrong people approach us, they'll end up looking like an ashtray that even got rid of the roaches. Dog, I'm trying to do better these days, even though some things just can't stop. Serving them up at Starbucks while I'm reading books on my laptop. Skyline in the backdrop, still giving it mad props, cause it made me the artist that never be able to reach until rap stops. And this is how we chill. All around the city to the top of the hill. Eyes on the target, ready for the kill. If it's something that I feel, then you know we got a deal. It's sealed. And this is how we chill. All around the city to the top of the hill. Eyes on the target, ready for the kill. If it's something that I feel, then you know we got a deal. It's sealed. There you have it. Live life like a student, and you'll always learn how to fucking do it. You got it? Degrees.
That's that, man.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to Wilson Block 100 Radio, son. It's your boy, Mr. Wilson, and we got Too High and Most Keys on the block with us today. And yes, we on the block, son. Where y'all niggas at? I don't know where y'all at, but I'm on the block. I'm on Lake in Washington. I don't see y'all. So anyway, you know what I mean? We back here in the studio, you know what I mean? And you just got a bar of It's Sealed by Too High featuring your boy Bing Bing.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And I just gotta say, you know, everybody that's in the room right now was here when I recorded my verse. Right, no doubt. Was here when I recorded my verse for the track.
Yes,
and I just want to go on record as saying it was a real honor, man. You know what I'm saying? To be featured on the album. And, I just, making it easy for me. You know what I'm saying? It was really just a party. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, yeah, am I ready yet? Yeah, you ready? Okay, 5-10 minutes, we was done. You know what I mean? But
likewise, man, it was definitely a pleasure getting to, work together and
no doubt.
Fucking unleash a monster.
Absolutely.
I wanted nothing but talent on this album. That's what I got. Thank God.
No doubt. Thank you. Thank you. So, Too High, man, where'd you get this idea from? It's sealed. I mean, what are you talking about here, man?
Basically, it's that simple concept of the fact that if you keeping it real, you keeping it 100 with me, you telling me that everything is what it is, and you ain't gonna pull no backdoor bullshit agenda on me.
Right.
Then it's sealed. And best believe I'm smart enough to spot that before I tell you that it's sealed.
No doubt.
So let that be known.
Yeah.
And if every individual knows that and thinks that way, I think we'll get somewhere.
Well, no doubt. Well, I've always had a sense that you had a good sense of a good judge of character. And I always saw it like
to believe so.
Yeah, right.
Shit.
And I always thought 100, is that, for a cat like Too High to, you hold me in such a regard, you know what I mean? Says something about me. You know what I'm saying? And so 100, you know what I mean? Like you just want to see people,
Of course. I mean,
be a man.
I have to have selective individuals on my project.
Absolutely.
Especially at this point in my life, you know what I mean? And besides you having the skill factor to be the MC that you are being, I know that your spirit, man, it's the perfect type of opportunity to tell you that if some shit is the time, then it is the time. It's program time.
Right.
So understand what it is.
No doubt. And we've had tracks that we've done before that didn't necessarily make the album. You know what I'm saying? Which is okay, because I mean that's just the nature of the game.
We've made mixtape tracks that ended up working with producers and scenarios to where. And keep this in mind, what I tell you earlier about premature ejaculation. Man. As soon as I catch somebody just blowing that shit off and throwing it on the internet because they want to just throw it on there, I'm disappointed enough to not add that to the album.
Right.
It's my personal preference. You know what I mean? it should be lined up to the project.
Right. You know, and that just goes to show me how serious you do take it.
I do take
because I know this to be true. You know what I'm saying? So that's
I mean,
real.
my favorites work that way. You know what I mean? How long did it? You know, it's like why should I not work in the same fashion?
Exactly. I agree. Real quick though, you know, the track, you know, I was on it, of course, but it really had, you know, a storytelling type feel. You know what I'm saying?
Course,
to where, you know, I really like what you did with it, most keys. I really like, I think like, you know, the replay value is moderately high. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And I just want to, you know, what was
another John Treble co-production.
Oh, really? John Treble, man, you need to be here, man. Where you at? We got questions for you.
Busy, that boy. I swear, man.
So we got to give credit where credit is due, man.
No doubt.
It wasn't just, you know, us. So I got to give a shout out to Johnny real quick and make sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, God bless Johnny.
He was the heart of that production and that feel and that sound. You know what I mean?
Real talk. You know, I've had the pleasure of working with John Treble. You know, of course, like, you know, through the course of the production of things, like, you know, not everything makes the light of day. You know what I'm saying? And like understanding that, you know, you can, after understanding that, you can appreciate what actually does come out. You know what I'm saying? And so I was able to work with him. It didn't come out on the album, but you know, it was still good. You know what I mean? Because like I always say, real quick, like I always say is like, listen, if I run into an artist on the street, we spend 3 hours talking, that's not wasted time for me. You know what I mean? That's relationship building. That's steps. You feel me?
Soak in what you hear, man. You know what I mean? It could be worth something to think about.
Absolutely. So, you know, as a whole, man, y'all just got, you know, a bar of some key tracks off the Conference of the Council. You know what I'm saying? By Too High. That's the 5th studio album.
This is the 5th album, man.
The 5th studio album.
That's right.
I wonder how many of y'all step into that. Like, I don't care. Listen, I got 8 mixed. It don't matter how many albums you got. You know what I'm saying? Because see, when you put together an album, you know what I'm saying, you got to factor in things. You got to factor in things like production time. And then, you know, to find a producer to really sit down and make a sound for a particular artist, man, that's not something that just happens, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? So you got to take into account, you know, all the hours, man, and everything that it took, all the research, all the studying, all the everything, you know, to produce.
It's a craft.
It really is a craft. It's a craft with a team effort, minus the extensive team effort that you might get from a bullshit fucking label, right? Who really is just more processing on the funds and the names and the bullshit. You know what I mean?
You know,
we cut out 99% of the middleman on this album.
That's what
you really think about it. We cut out 99% of the middleman.
That's what
and
we
you know,
did,
I think that's a good example of like, you know, working together. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And to achieve the common goal.
And if you're like-minded, you're business-oriented, as I cold-heartedly am, I'm gonna go ahead and put my foot down on the fact that we don't need that shit. I'll help you run that shit. Trust me, let's make it happen.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I got this. You know, if it pops off, it pops off. Let it run through me, not no extra bullshit.
Right.
So I'm gonna tell you how it is.
100. So no doubt, man. You know, you guys just got, you know, again, you just got, you know, key tracks off the Conference of the Council. So real quick, Too High and Most Keys, you know what I mean? Just collectively, man. Like, you know, what's the, you know, overall mission of the album? You know what I'm saying? And what do you guys, you know, really plan on accomplishing, at least in the near future, with this album?
Say your standpoint, man. I'll say mine.
That's the best way to put it. I mean, like the title says, it is the Conference of the Council. I expect you to be like-minded and ready when you come attend to this meeting.
Right.
You know? And previously, I try to take you back to high school. You know, I really did. Right. I try to take you back to high school, you know? And prior to that, I got a little crazy because that was towards the tipping point of when I got in some trouble with the law and all that. It was Love, Death, and Revolution, which built up to that was the highway.
No doubt.
Which started the point was me getting a little past high. Right. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And like you said, in a little past high, you know, I just got to bring it up. What would you say? Every dude in the clique is a self-made boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you remember what track that was, but I think it was Every City I Go.
That's West Coast Psycho.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you. So, you know, just to reiterate that, you know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, you know, at today's age, you know what I mean, everything is not so much about like CDs anymore. Everything's going digital. So you plan on making like a digital run, you know, creating like some type of digital campaign with this?
That's the only way obviously, that's the only way.
Right, because, you know, you got cats winning Grammys for most streams now. You know what I'm saying? So now it's definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Of course, man. That is the direction of the future. I was just mentioning earlier, you know, before, and I've been mentioning it for a while now. You make a purchase of a new car, they don't even have a CD player implemented into it. Right. It's just not the direction that it's going.
Right, at this point, right?
It's becoming yeah. But damn do I cherish nostalgia and the fact that you can have something tangible in your hand.
Right.
You know, so like, give me some of that.
Right, no doubt.
And I'm sure people appreciate that as well. Some people take it to the extent of having a wax pressed album.
Right.
I love that. DJs don't even spin on a wax press no more.
Right, thank you.
It's a beautiful thing.
Right, absolutely.
It's
a bittersweet shit.
Yeah, it is.
Digital world
is like a double-edged sword.
Yeah,
it's a bittersweet.
And excuse me, drop the lighter. You know?
Heavily choking, smoking in the sun and relieve my mind.
I can honestly say that the profit or the bulk of the income coming from my music is coming from more of the streams rather than the hard copies. The hard copies have been, if anything, for lack of better words, a business card.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And real quick, you know, before you chime in, Most Keys, I just want to say that, you know, the Conference of the Council, you know, like I said, a great example, time and time and over again. Too High, even at this, you know, for the 5th studio album, he still went ahead and pressed up copies. So listen, go ahead and check out Canterbury Records, Pooh Bah Records, and holla at your boy Too High on his online accounts to get a copy of these physical copies, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have some promo copies for, you know, the Wilson Block. And
of course, there's gonna be a lot of specials, man. There's gonna be a lot of things, but go and get a bundle package. I still got some albums I pressed up, just like I preserved weed that I really like. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? I put it on the side because it came from that certain batch. You know what I mean? I just store it. Right. So, you know, fine wine, fine dine. You know, it's there if you want it.
No doubt.
And it's there when it's gonna be.
Right. So Most Keys, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, really what from your stance, because, you know, you do your thing too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, what do you plan on accomplishing with this album? You know what I'm saying?
Dude, the 5th one in particular, honestly, it was just like, the best way I could sum it up was a bonding experience. It was ultimately something where, come this 5th album, we don't know each other that well, but we're gonna try and create music together. Right. And it's like, we accomplished that definitely with the 5th album, but what I essentially wanted out of the 5th album was to show everybody like the potential that the 6th album is gonna carry, if given the privilege we get to work together again and all that stuff, you know what I mean? Wow. But it's like a stepping stone for like the year to the future of like the 6th album. We gave you this product right now, but we're gonna give you something all that much better come the 6th one.
When you have that great of a conference, you know what I mean? When you meet up with the council and it was that good of a conference,
you want to set up another meeting. Exactly. You want to set up another meeting.
Exactly. So as it stands right now,
another one.
So Most Keys is expected on the 6th album. We're not gonna give too much insight on that right now.
Man, I'll give you this much, man. This is gonna be another co-op production with a fusion of a little more John Trevel, because I've spoke to him about this.
Okay, so it might be a joint produced album.
Of course.
Beautiful. That's the best possible scenario.
I'm telling you, I got my 2 brothers on my side.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
And listen,
and hopefully with the 6th album, what we can accomplish is a better sound, better recording, better engineering, just a better overall sound. No doubt. So from the 6th album, you could hear something you would hear on the radio.
Mind you, this one's dope. This guy's just a picky ass motherfucker, just like I am. So mind you.
Well, whose idea was it to make the clean version? It was yours, right?
Oh, you talking about lyrically?
Right.
Yeah, I believe that this album.
You gotta get them Christians too, man.
You know.
Well, I like to think you guys are evenly yoked. You know what I'm
Pretty
saying?
much. We're trying to find
really
that
what it
happy
takes, man. Absolutely. Listen, even in football, man, it's no one man runs it. You know what I'm saying? It's the ultimate team.
Of course, man. Of course.
And that's how you get things done.
And all the greatest films that were ever made had a crew. You know what I mean? It's not a one-man troop.
But yeah, man, ultimately with the 5th album, what we can expect is a better 6th album because it's like now we got a taste of something.
Right.
Now we get to deliver something even better.
No doubt.
Of course.
It's like that saying, you got a taste of the honey.
The attitude that comes with
now I want
the conference of the council is they asked me how I got tall, I never said damn.
That's right.
Son?
So, another shot. Let me drink over my pain. Might as well pop the shit. Champagne.
Wow.
Just kidding. This is fucking Hennessy. Might as well get fucked up. Kill the noise.
Well, that's more.
Kill that shit.
That's more.
We are slowly but surely getting wrecked there.
We are superstars.
Superstar.
Superstar. Mademoiselle, you have such a fine culo. It's quite windy outside. Oh, the storm is coming. Oh, the storm is brewing.
Inexpendable.
Guys, y'all know we could edit this shit, right?
Label us notorious.
Yes, sir. You know what I mean?
Straight up new.
And that's what it is, y'all. It's the conference of the council. You know what I'm saying? By your boy Too High. You know what I mean? It's been just such a treat. You know, I gotta just say, you know, this has been one of the most enjoyable interviews I've ever done. You know what I mean? If you guys really,
honestly,
you know, yeah,
it was a pleasure, bro.
Thank
it really
you.
was.
Thank you.
It was
I know
an experience.
Thank you. I really know my audience will enjoy this. I really felt the hospitality, and you know, it's been a real pleasure. So real quick, the Wilson Block Magazine issue 50. Yes, issue 50. This April 2017. Expect Too High on the cover. And, you know, we're really going to get into, you know, more Armenian heritage and, you know, more of the Armenian settlement here in Los Angeles and Greater Pasadena and just Greater LA, really. And, you know, we just really want to, you know, take the time to acknowledge, you know, the things that they've been through as a people and how far they've come and, you know, be on the lookout for that. So Too High, it's been awesome. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for this opportunity. This is highly exclusive, most keys.
Pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
It's been awesome. And Mike, Nicolo. Yes, sir. You know what I mean? It's been awesome. It's your boy, Mr. Wilson, Wilson Block on the radio. And thanks for tuning in.
Time flies by, no one can change that. No need to look back, I'm here to face facts. And since you're not dead, yeah, let's do some new shit, true shit.
Never catch me slipping cause the shoe fits.
I was sitting here thinking about the man that I am. A lot of niggas been changing and rearranging the plan. So I've been riding solo. Cause these niggas is mad, like a bitch on a period. If you ain't ready, move out the way, cause shit could get serious. I mean, it's been too long, ain't it's been way too deep. These motherfuckers won't let you go till you resting in peace. So I say fuck them all I got is my word and balls. I am who I am, just trying to reach for my goals. I'm trying to do things better, trying to do things differently. If the shoe fits, then wear it, it was always meant to be.
Time flies by, no one can change that. No need to look back, I'm here to face facts. And since you're not dead, yeah, let's do some new shit, true shit.
Never catch me slipping cause the shoe fits. Wake up, it's time to get the fuck up out of bed. Smack the bullshit right out your head. Count the bread, I'm collecting debts. Add a pack of those cigarettes and fill me up with a full tank. It's so honey, that old money got doubled up into a new bank. Still posted by the gates. Plugging up the United States, elevated from paper plates while passing on my hustling traits. Respect is key, so let me tell you something. What goes around comes around, and someone had it coming now. Look at the length of the roots of the seeds I planted, while extending the branches of my family tree across the planet. So never rely on a wish, just get it done if you bout the biz. They say if the shoe fits, homie, it is what it is.
Time flies by, no one can change that. No need to look back, I'm here to face facts. And since you're not dead, yeah, let's do some new shit, true shit.
Never catch me slipping cause the shoe fits.
You know it's early in the morning, homie, when I wake up. I gotta rush on to work just so I can make this pay cut. Day after day, man, I'm always after dollars. I ain't sure what it is, maybe it's how I was brought up. Dipping in a double tint black Mercedes-Benz with a bunch of homies that are down to the very end. Fucking with us is like suicide. We got S's and almost and killers that ride. Keeping my composure, pushing further than I ever thought. Figuring my life out like a twist to a movie plot. Hustle, make something out of nothing. It made me what I am, a vet in this rap shit that's coming with a battle plan. Time flies by, no one can change that. No need to look back, I'm here to face facts. And since you're not dead, yeah, let's do some new shit, true shit.
Never catch me slipping